So minutes applause there in respect to the loss of the great Pele, who passed away this week, and also for the World Cup winner George Cohen, and also for all the City members who have lost their life over the last 12 months. We should, of course, mention as well Everton fan, member of Everton in the community, World War II veteran Tom Beavers, 105, passed away over the last couple of days. So our thoughts with his family and friends. We're almost set for action here then, live and exclusive national radio commentary of Manchester City in their sky blue shirts, the white shorts and the sky blue socks. Everton in their change kit, the pink shirt with the dark blue shorts and socks. The flag's just been taken away from us here then. Everton, they have got Calvert-Lewin back, Danny Mills. Is he going to get many opportunities today, do you think?
Be unlikely, but I think when you saw, they have to play to his strengths. I think Everton will be a little bit more direct with Dominic Calvin up front. As I say, Damari Gray playing off him. He's incredible in the air, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's what Everton have got to use. They've got to keep it very, very tight at the back. Erling Haaland's just gone down, his boots come off.
Yeah, he has, and he's hammering the floor over on the far side here. And it didn't look to be a great deal in the collision, but he's down, and that will be an instant worry. 20 seconds or so on the clock, and he has gone down. And the referee has gone over. The referee today is Andrew Madley. The VAR, if we need him, Lee Mason. Just looked like a heavy fall as he went down.
Godfrey just stands on his boot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just catches the back of his boot. But he looks to be in some pain.
He does. He's writhing around in agony here. The physio has eventually come on. Well, this is not the ending to 2022 that Pep Guardiola wanted. He's looking on now, and the subs are going out to warm up instantly. And Haaland is still down. And this is a big, big worry for Manchester City. Been playing less than a minute here. And their star striker's got his head in his hands over on the far side. And the players are with him. They're over him. Although I just think Riyad Mahrez has just given the thumbs up. So fingers crossed. He's okay.
But for something that looks very innocuous, it catches his stud on the back of his boot, doesn't he? And his boot comes off because of that. I mean, he's a big, strong, powerful guy. He's been down a long time and looks in a lot of pain for something that, okay, would normally be a little bit sore for a couple of seconds.
Well, the medical staff are in touch with a medic on this side. He is now up, and it looks like he's going to start putting his boots back on. He's getting a pat on the back, so hopefully it was a fright and nothing more, but that is going to be a concern.
I mean, at least they haven't got a World Cup winning centre forward on the bench.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem for them, that, isn't it?
Talk about
Alvarez is back.
Strength in depth.
He is putting the boot on, and I think the physio has just said he's okay, and a ripple of applause and a ripple of relief goes around the Etihad. Everyone coming today to see if Haaland can add to his 26 goals already. And he is about to walk off the field over on the far side, and he just had a look over at the bench, but he's moving pretty freely, and the subs have gone to sit back down. I think that gives us our answer as Haaland goes off on the far side. So 2.5 on the clock. You just joined us on Talksport. Good afternoon. We are live here, exclusively live on national radio. Manchester City 0, Everton 0. If you've just joined us, Mark Wilson with Danny Mills. Adrian Durham is down at Fulham, where I know they've paid their own special tribute to the World Cup winner George Cohen. And Everton have the ball over on the far side. They'll get a throw in. So a bit of a stop-start to this one. We'll keep you up to date with the goals as well as they're going at Newcastle, Leeds, Fulham, Southampton and Bournemouth, Crystal Palace. And it's yet to really get going here. And Everton have got a throw in. Over on the far side in their right back position. And Nana will get it. He will go back. And Everton will try and play their way up from the back, which when they did it at Goodison against Wolves on Boxing Day wasn't a particular strength of theirs, but they're trying it again. And Arna's won a challenge midway inside his own half, and in fact he's won a free kick as well. But this playing out from the back, Danny, it's risky at the best of times. When you've got the front line of Grealish, Haaland and Mahrez, it's even riskier, isn't it? Yeah,
that wasn't really playing out from the back. I think it was just rolling it back into Tarkowski, was it, to hit the ball long. You know, there will be times when you have to go backwards, back to Pickford. But I don't think you'll see Pickford from goal kicks, or when he's got the ball, playing it into his centre halves or playing it into the wing backs. He will look direct most times, and he will look to hit Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Haaland is back on the field. Header one at the other end on the edge of the penalty area by Calvert-Lewin. The ball cleared away, and City thought they'd want to throw it over on that far side, but it is a throw into Everton. Just over the halfway line, 0-0 here. Not really anything of note just yet, barring that injury to Haaland, but he's okay. And we carry on. Everton have it inside their own half. Conor Cody back. Missed the game against Wolves, of course, as he's on loan from Wolves. Wolves who were beaten early on by Manchester United by a goal to nil. Marcus Rashford with the goal for United. They're in the top four at the expense of Tottenham. It's all moving and changing as we approach the end of the year, and an offside there for Calvert-Lewin, who came back from an offside position to control it on halfway, and it's a free kick to City. We've had 4.5 on the clock, Danny Mills. It's yet really they get going, this one.
Yeah, having said that, Haaland was down for 2.5 of those, wasn't he? It was a bit, as you said, it was stop-start. Nothing really happened too far, but I mean, Everton have started reasonable, haven't they? They've got a little bit of intent about them. They're clearly going to play the ball long into Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And I wonder, Manchester City probably won't come up against that style of play too often.
Well, City have got it now with John Stones, who just has it inside his own half. He fires the ball across to Nathan Ake over on the far side. He will move it wide on the City left. They're on the halfway line. They'll come back again. Ake has it. He gets it away. And here's Rodri now, who's looking to spread it out back wide to Stones, who goes over halfway down the City right-hand side. Just feeds the ball in, and a bundled tackle there from Gray brings down Lewis, and that will be a free kick to Manchester City. What a week it's been for young Rico Lewis. Picked in the League Cup, played so well, he retained his spot at Leeds, and he plays again today.
Yeah, I think you find that with Pep Guardiola. He's very patient. He tends not to throw kids in too early or unnecessarily. We saw that with Phil Foden when he was coming through. He makes sure they're ready, and then when they are ready, if they get a chance to do well, they stay in.
It's Mahrez. Everyone thought he was going to put it into the area. He plays it out wide over on the left-hand side. Deep cross towards the far post, but it's too deep. And it goes behind for a goal kick to Everton. Still 0-0 here. Pep Guardiola applauds on the touchline side. Frank Lampard is there as well. He's got his hands in his pockets. Of course, he had a season here, didn't he, with City? Frank Lampard at the end of his career. He'll give anything for a win today. They've got some massive games coming up as well. Brighton and Southampton at home, their next two Premier League games. And you get the feeling, Danny, if they don't get anything here, they need, what would you say, at least 4 points out of those two?
Yeah, I said realistically, you don't expect to come here and win the game. People say, it's defeated. Of course, you're going to try and win the game, but Manchester City are one of the best teams in the world. Everton don't score too many goals.
Well, there's Demarai Gray, who beat the offside trap. He's played it wide on the right. Cross comes in towards Calvert-Lewin. It was blocked initially at the near post, and there was a bit of a stumble, and City eventually clear it, but Onana will pick it up for Everton. And the ball over on the far side is knocked out of play, but Gray there just proving that he can run in behind. He's going to be a threat, isn't he, off Calvert-Lewin today?
It's a little bit old school, isn't it? It's going to play direct, going to play two men up top, big target man that's going to win fair share of flick-ons and headers, and someone that's pacey in and around him that's going to make those runs.
All with Everton, they've nicked it high up the field from the throw-in, but they can't control it over on the far side. It's out for a Manchester City throw-in. Got loads more live football to come, including on Monday. We're exclusively live in the Premier League. Brentford against Liverpool, 5:30 start on Monday, and on Talksport 2 we will have the semi-final of the World Darts Championship as well. So plenty more live sport to come. Got some live rugby union this afternoon over on Talksport 2 as well. The City now bring it up towards the halfway line. Rodri advances forward, gets it away to Ake, who now moves it wide on the City left-hand side. There's a chance now for Grealish. Grealish just rolls it back to Ake. And Ake now will come back inside his own half, and City are just playing keep ball now as Lewis tries to work his way forward. City now on that left-hand side. Here's Grealish now trying to get to the byline. His attempted cross or dribble was blocked out by Everton. Good defending out for a throw in far side.
Yeah, and it's the way that Manchester City use their fullbacks, isn't it? You look at Rico Lewis now, he's almost playing like a midfield player. When it's not on your side as a fullback, you tuck in and you go really far forward. The referee just having a word with Haaland and I think Cody and Tarkowski. I think they're trying to rough him up a little bit. He doesn't seem particularly happy at the moment. Be careful how hard you poke the bear, I would say, at times.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with winding him up a little bit. but he's likely to. That's going to come back and bite you at some point.
Well, I'm sure many more have tried and failed.
The problem is with Manchester City, you can be the better team for 88 minutes, but in that 2 minutes where they're the better team, they can score 3 goals.
Yeah, well, here's Stones now, and City are really pressing forward. They move it out wide on this near side. Mahrez has it. It's about 25 yards from goal. Right hand side, he's going to cut in. Squares the ball to the edge of the area. The referee got in Rodri's way. Might break though for Ake. He'll get it out wide on the City left hand side, trying to work it back in. It'll fall to Ake. Again, he goes out wide on the left. City being patient. Right on the corner of the area. Now they'll work it back and they'll go back to that left hand side again. And now they're going to swing the ball in, and it's headed away. Good header as well. Tarkowski 6 yards out from his own goal. That was a good defensive header. But City, patient. Then they fired the ball in, and they've got it back here over on the far side. And the City fans are roaring them on here. As they have it, they go back to the halfway line. But Danny, they're so patient, aren't they?
It's what the very best teams do. And it's what Pep Guardiola's teams have always done. They don't change the way that they play. I mean, and that comes from when he used to play at Barcelona. I don't know if he was manager then. He might have even been playing. When Deco scored against Chelsea in 4 or 5 minutes of injury time.
Well, they're trying to play Haaland in. He's gone round the keeper. Tries to pull it back. But he's hit the side netting. And that was just one ball through, and Haaland onto it like a flash. So no ill effect to that clash earlier on. And Tarkowski now is down in his own goal mouth. He's picked up a knock there. But that was like lightning. He got round, but the angle too tight, even for the mighty Haaland.
Yeah, I think Tarkowski might have just caught the post as he was sliding in to try and block that. But again, it's Haaland. It's so, and that's where he's so good. He runs off the back of defenders. He comes away from the ball. He's in behind Godfrey. He's in between, and he makes that darting run. And he's so quick. He's so sharp. He doesn't always look it because he's 6'5", and he's an absolute unit. But trust me, he's so sharp. That first 2 or 3 yards is absolutely lightning quick, and Pickford does well enough. He sends him far enough wide, and he's not able
to hit the target. Nearly got it right. It was De Bruyne with a pass. We heard about their little link-up earlier on in that feature ahead of the game here on Talksport. You're live with us at the Etihad here. It is Manchester City 0, Everton 0. Just over 11 minutes gone here. No goals yet in any of our other games today. We'll be around the ground shortly here on Talksport. Manchester City, as expected, dominating the ball, and they have it over on the far side again, and they're just probing, trying to find a way through. Ake seeing a lot of the ball, and now it's at the back here with Akanji, who gets it away. They're going to go back to that left hand side now. A chance to put the cross in. Grealish is over there as well, always willing to look for the ball. Ake was just invited forward then, just held off, and again they'll look to build here. Rodri finds Stones, who has it over the halfway line. Everton, this is like a training drill for them. You can see the 5-3-2 formation as clear as day in front of us here. And City look to try and break through the lines now. Ake down the left, tries to slide it to the edge of the area. Offside flag's gone up, and that will be disappointing there. It was Silva who was offside, and it's a free kick for Everton. Let's get to St James's Park then, find out how Newcastle are getting on against Leeds. Here's Steve Armisen.
Newcastle 0, Leeds 0. 12 minutes gone in this game, and a very wet rain teeming down at St James's Park. Not a lot's happened. Shaw got the ball, straight ball into Willock, edge of the box, couldn't control it. Leeds have had 2 very, very, very good corners, which have come to nothing, but they're dangerous on the break. So far, 0-0, Newcastle versus Leeds.
Steve, and maybe a sign of things to come here. Andrew Madley, as Everton had that free kick just before we went to St James's Park, and they were told in no uncertain terms, Danny Mills, to get on with it. The referee pointedly looking at his watch and saying, look, it's a long old day, I'll just add on at the end what you don't use now.
Yeah, of course, but it's not always about time wasting. Sometimes it's just about killing the momentum, and Everton will look to do that as much as possible. Played against many a team that were much better than us, better players, better teams, higher in the table. And the talk is beforehand, how can we disrupt them? How can we find a way to win? You can't play them at their own game, simply doesn't work.
And Kevin De Bruyne there just misplaced a pass. Iwobi picked it up, drove over halfway, found Calvert-Lewin, but there were too many blue shirts around, and then the through ball for Haaland is cut out well, and forward now come Everton, a rare foray forward for them. Damari Gray has it on the near side. Mikolenko and Arna just playing around here at the back. Tarkowski has it, and he will get it across over on the far side, and Everton will bring it forward. Still 0-0 here. Going to Craven Cottage in a moment. Get the first update there. As, the ball is at the back with Pickford. He's not in any great rush. Now he's going to knock it long. That's too deep for Calvert-Lewin. That ball is going to skip away. Let's head down then to Craven Cottage, where Ollie Klink is watching Fulham against Southampton.
Fulham 0, Southampton 0. Mark, 14 minutes gone. Fulham with the best chance so far, 11 minutes in. It was great work down the left from Willian. He played a 1-2 with Pereira inside the box before lashing a shot just past the top left-hand corner. Southampton have been okay, though. We saw a speculative shot from Che Adams on 7 minutes. He tried to lob Bernd Leno from about 45 yards out, but his shot ended up nowhere near the net. By the way, there was a lovely tribute for George Cohen and Pele, of course, before this game. George Cohen, one of Fulham's own, 459 appearances here at the Cottage. All the ball boys wearing his number 2 on their backs in tribute to him. Fulham 0, Southampton 0.
Cheers, Ollie. Still 0-0 here, and still Manchester City on the attack. They've got it wide on their left-hand side, midway inside the Everton half. They're looking to try and work an opening now. Level with the edge of the area. Cross comes in. There was no blue shirt there, but Everton in the end will hook it away to safety over on that far side. And maybe just for the first time, Erling Haaland not in the right spot there.
Yeah, unusual for him, isn't it? I mean, Everton clearly have a very solid game plan. They're going to sit deep, they're going to frustrate, and then they're going to play direct and forward up to Calvert-Lewin. I get it, I understand it, but it's so difficult against a team like Manchester City to keep that concentration level at 100%. I said earlier, this Manchester City team needs fractions of a second to create something.
Well, a great ball out finds Grealish. He lays it back now. Chance on the edge of the area, 20 yards away, but Everton are hustling and harrying, but they've left a space out on the left-hand side, and this is going to be a dive. It's Bernardo Silva who's gone down, and he's going to receive a yellow card for simulation. It wasn't in the area. He went past his man. I think he's one of those, Danny. Is he expecting a challenge to come in? He's theatrically gone to ground, and the referee's having none of it.
Well, without seeing the monitor, I think he over-exaggerates it. Patterson goes in, he puts his left leg out, and then he pulls it away. There's no contact at all. I think that's a really good call.
Yeah, it is a great call. We've had our first goal of the afternoon. It comes at the Vitality. Bournemouth against Crystal Palace. Which way has it gone, Alex Crook?
It's a goal for the visitors. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 1. Michael Elise whipped in a corner from the left-hand side. There's a darting run across the 6-yard box from Jordan Ayew, and then a bullet header low into the bottom corner. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 1.
Cheers, Alex. The goals as they go in here on Talksport, as they have been throughout the year. And they will be continuing tomorrow on the Sunday session with Sam Matterface, Mickey Gray and Perry Groves from 1 o'clock. All the goals as they go in, and plenty more live commentaries to come, of course, over the remaining festive period. Everton have knocked it long. Again, though, Calvert-Lewin's been caught offside. And if you're going to play the ball long, Danny, you need your centre-forward to be on script.
He's been caught twice coming back. I mean, I'd like to see them again. It's a really hard one for the linesman to see that, because it's about when the ball is played. Because when he's actually having his touch, he's probably about 15 yards onside.
Everton defending again. City with Mahrez, cuts in field, lays it back. Still 0-0 here. Remember early on, Manchester United 1-0 winners at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Marcus Rashford, who was dropped to the bench for disciplinary reasons, with a goal. This time Manchester City do have a free kick, and it's over on the far side, and it's Patterson who's brought down Grealish, and it's a free kick level with a penalty area left-hand side, and this is a dangerous set piece which Everton are going to have to defend.
He catches his toe. Patterson's just going across him with his left foot, just tries to nick it, just catches the end of Grealish's toe. Not quite sure it needed 3 rollovers, after that. He wasn't particularly popular at Ellen Road. I don't know if you were there the other night.
I wasn't. No, I was at the darts, but he still got 2 assists though, didn't he?
He did, but I think there was going to ground too often. I think sometimes can go against you as a player, because the referee starts to think, you can't be injured every single time.
Well, the stats will tell you he's gets plenty of fouls. There's Silva and De Bruyne over the free kick. De Bruyne whips it in. Keeper comes Pickford and punched it, and that was in traffic as well.
Referee's got to stop it.
There's a City player got clattered there by Pickford. It's Stones who's gone down, the 2 England teammates. That ball was whipped in devilishly, but you have to credit Pickford there. He's made up his mind. He's gone through traffic, and he has got the ball. That was a great bit of goalkeeping.
Are they looking for a possible penalty here?
Well, Grealish is not happy. Look, he's gone and taken everything with him, Danny. Now, does he go through the player to get to the ball? My honest feeling was Stones had eyes on it going one way, Pickford had eyes on it going the other.
Well, Pickford punches it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're going to start giving penalties for that and looking at that as an incident, would be absolutely ridiculous. Pickford comes, he's brave, he's strong. No, there's nothing in that whatsoever.
That's just good goalkeeping. That's what you expect from an England goalkeeper.
Do you know what it is? It's as he lands, Godfrey sort of falls on him, and then there's another Manchester City kicks him in the ribs.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the problem lies within that. The referee should stop that immediately, by the way.
Yeah, and if Stones is up, he's trotting off to the near side, he's had his treatment.
Pickford did brilliantly.
He did.
Made his mind up early, came, was big, was strong, really good, solid punch. But if you're going to start looking at penalty incidents for that and wanting penalties for goalkeepers coming through a crowd of players, where have we got to?
Yeah, I think it was more a polite inquiry from City. There were no great appeals, and certainly Stones himself never even asked. It's still 0-0 here, approaching 20 minutes gone. And the ball now working its way out onto the near side, where De Bruyne loses out in a challenge with Idrissa Gana Gates out on this near side, throwing to Manchester City. Still scoreless here. City have not won in their last 4 games on New Year's Eve. 3 draws and a defeat, so it's not a popular time of the year for them, but I'm sure they'll be confident they can build on that given their recent record against Everton, who at the moment are not offering too much here. They're a team that are getting behind the ball, and you have to say to the press, they've done it pretty well. Now there's a run down the left-hand side. Silva weaves his way past, then cuts back, looks to get it away now. Rodri will switch play. De Bruyne lets it run across here to Mahrez. Mahrez right-hand side of the box. He's got De Bruyne outside him. Goes into the area, goes down. He went to pick the ball up then realised he couldn't touch it. The referee hadn't given anything, and Everton will try and break out, but they're just simply outnumbered at the moment. Lewis has it. City lining up on this near side. Mahrez is in offside position here. He's just trying to hobble back onside. And Silva now on the right will look, little back flick to Lewis, who sold Lewis out a little bit there. Lewis actually did really well to maintain possession there. And now Stones has got it. And City...
Why doesn't the referee book Mahrez then, like he did Bernardo Silva?
Well...
Because Mahrez clearly threw himself to the floor. The referee... no penalty whatsoever.
Well, this is continuing to attack. Here now is De Bruyne. Is he going to go for the shot? Curls it in. Pickford comes and parries it and palms it down. And he will have the ball on the edge of his own area. You are listening to Manchester City against Everton on Talksport with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action, like Brighton against Arsenal, live today from $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports for more details.
Andrew Madley was really brave. In fact, I'll tell you what. Idrissa Gana Gueye just stands on Mahrez's toe inside the box.
Well, there's been no check that we're aware of, so
James played on.
Yeah, so City continue. In the midfield they go. We'll be hearing from Erik ten Hag at half-time, who will have his say about Marcus Rashford's indiscretions.
But do you know what? I like that. If you're late for a team meeting, and if that is one of the reasons you're dropped, don't be late. You know, when you listen to the England rugby team, they used to have Lombardi time, which meant you had to be, but it was basically 10 minutes before the actual time.
If you're on time, you were late.
Yeah, they all set their watches 10 minutes fast to make sure they weren't late.
Well, it's 0-0 here. So we will hear from Erik ten Hag at half-time. You heard Manchester United's win earlier on.
Because Marcus Rashford has come on at half-time, and a good second half, and scored the goal.
Yeah, could have had a second ruled out by VAR for handball. Wolves beaten under Julian Lopetegui. There's a ball now with Manchester City. They're moving it wide now. They're looking to get it again to that left-hand side. Again, Grealish is looking busy. Gets past his man. Drives to the byline. Can he find a blue shirt in the middle? No, he can't. Headed away on the 6-yard box. City again. Everyone in the final third, barring Edison, who's all in orange, all on his own.
Has he touched it yet?
Yeah, he's had a couple of touches, but no more than that. There, Iwobi was trying to break forward, but Ake took it away from him, and City again down that left-hand side, looking to work it into the area. Still 0-0. Big chance here, edge of the area. They're going to square it to Mahrez. Into the area, onto his left foot, onto his right foot. Pokes it towards goal, and it's turned in. And it's that man again. Erling Haaland, his 21st of the season. It was half a chance. It's all he needed. 21 in the Premier League, 27 in total. It's Haaland who has the goal, and Manchester City lead Everton by 1-0.
He is unbelievable. Absolutely outstanding. There's such a knack at right place, right time. His movement is absolutely sensational. It's the first time that Everton have really conceded a good chance against them. This happens when you sit back and sit really deep. It allows Man City to just run forward at will. Ake runs forward and ends up almost playing centre forward. That causes the overload. As the ball then comes wide, Mahrez thinking, show him down the right, show him down the right. He goes down the right, he cuts it back, but just look at Haaland's movement. He has 2 steps backwards, away from the ball, just to find that touch of space. There it is, boom. He goes from being marked to into space, and then suddenly...
Just a word there for the finish. It wasn't the strongest finish, and I think Pickford's had a touch. There's someone on the... I think it's Connor Cody's on the line.
Godfrey was on the line.
Godfrey on the line? He's going to clear it, and he's got fingertips on it, and it's gone into the back of the net. City lead by 1-0. Live here on Talksport, and they're on the attack again. De Bruyne from 25 yards. Shot cannons off a defender. Bounces back to Gray. Can Everton break out here? It'll be interesting now what Frank Lampard does.
I think he stay the same.
At 1 he can do. They play it into Calvert-Lewin, who didn't quite get goal side there. Kanye did a really good job, and the ball was eased away.
Everton have just got to make sure they stay solid for the next 5-10 minutes. Don't get ragged. Don't go chasing everything except, OK, this would have been talked about, I'm sure. If you go 1-0 down, we stay the same. We stay calm. Let's not panic and let's not go chasing it.
Here's Lewis. Comfortable on the ball, gets it out wide now. City coming forward again, looking to float the ball in towards Haaland, just couldn't get on the end of it, and it's headed behind. It's going to be a corner. It's currently Manchester City 1, Everton 0. For the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Manchester City at 1-25, the draw at 14-1, Everton at 55-1. That's all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. And City have got another corner now, and they're going to look to whip it in. Everybody back for Everton, in or around that penalty area, as Mahrez is going to swing it in towards the 6-yard box. He's headed back towards goal by Everton, and it's gone out for a corner on the other side, and that wasn't the greatest header from Tarkowski, but he got something on it, and in the end it turned out to be enough. Still 1-0.
Yeah, I think as it came across, there was a slight deflection. Tarkowski was coming in, was looking to get the diving header away, and the deflection just took it behind him, and he sort of was stretching, diverted it, where he's always going way away from goal. But now they've got another corner. Interesting, you've got Godfrey and almost sort of Calvert-Lewin, I think, in and around Erling Haaland at times in these corners.
It's going to be down the City left, but right-footed. Oh, it's floated towards the edge of the area. Mahrez on the volley, and he got hold of that as well. Well, that was a good block from Idrissa Gana Gueye. Well, we've seen that before, haven't we, from a Manchester team. And that volley from Mahrez, he got some power on it. Fair play to Gueye, got everything behind it, and the ball bounces back inside the Manchester City half. Elsewhere, still Newcastle 0, Leeds 0, Fulham 0, Southampton 0, Bournemouth 0, Palace 1. Jordan Ayew with a goal at the Vitality here. City lead by 1-0, and Stones has got it again as they look to come forward. Manchester City looking to put the pressure on Arsenal, or at Brighton later on. Now there's another through ball. Can Grealish turn it infield? He tried, it's deflected. Haaland did well to get on the end of that. Willing to work, and City won it back, but the referee's blown the whistle, and Haaland is first to remonstrate with the referee. Andy Medley, but it is a free kick to Everton. Still 1-0 Manchester City lead.
Just the movement, though, for Erling Haaland's goal. I said it to Adrian beforehand. It's very hard for a player, and especially centre forward, to come away from the ball, and that's what he does. You know, when you see kids play football, they all hunt the ball down. They go towards the ball. By coming away from it, he creates the space and then darts into it. And he just has this unbelievable knack. I don't think you can teach. I think a lot of that has to be natural, and you learn that yourself. Being in the right place at the right time.
The voice there of the former Manchester City, Leeds and England defender Danny Mills, who's with us today on Talksport. Adrian Durham down at Craven Cottage.
Trust me, his dad never had that movement. I played with Alfie.
Yeah.
Roomed with him a few times as well.
Ball over on the far side City again coming forward. Ake midway inside the Everton half, looking to get it wide on that left again. That's the go-to place for City at the moment, but good defending from Everton. They've nicked the ball back. It was Iwobi who was back defending and did well, and now he drives towards halfway. That's better from Everton. Now can they find a pass? Iwobi's continued his run here, and he almost got goal side there. I think the referee's going to bring this back, and I think De Bruyne's going to get a yellow card, because as the ball was played, he's clattered the player on the far side, and they are furious. It's Patterson who's remonstrating with the referee.
Yes,
and it's Onana who's gone down.
I can't, well, I have to admit it, I completely missed it. Oh, I'll tell you what.
He's gone in on the top of his foot there, hasn't he, after the ball was played.
VAR have got to look at this. Surely. That's late, it's high, it's above the ankle.
That wasn't a pretty challenge. And fair play to Iwobi.
I'd be very surprised if VAR aren't taking a look at this.
Well, Iwobi had made a great run. If there'd have been a little bit more on the pass, he would have got in. But Onana's up on his feet.
It's high, it's late. You can't argue with that. It's a poor challenge. Very poor challenge.
Looked like there was a little bit of malice in that as well, didn't it?
Well, only because it was so late. Yeah. He was never going to be able to make that tackle. And this is what I don't understand. Sometimes that's a red, sometimes it's not, sometimes it goes to VAR, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, we play on from the free kick. Everton have got it, a set-piece opportunity for them. Ake gets a header on it at the far post.
If he sends him off for that, gives him a red, it doesn't get overturned.
No, well, here's Gray now trying to whip the ball in. He's won a throw-in. Everton just with their first real attacking opportunity, and it comes deep into this first half. We've been playing half an hour here, live and exclusive on Talksport. Don't forget, more live commentaries to come. Brentford-Liverpool on Monday from 5:30. That's after Game Day Live, all the goals as they go in from around the Football League. We've also got Queen's Park Rangers, Sheffield United on Monday as well. 8 p.m. start for that on Talksport. We'll have the darts on Monday on Talksport 2 as well, afternoon and evening, the quarterfinals of the PDC World Match Play darts. Here come Everton then. What have they got? They've got it on the halfway line. They're looking to get Calvert-Lewin involved. He's lost out. That's dangerous. City now on the break. Here's Haaland. Feeds it now to De Bruyne. De Bruyne goes past one. He's going to poke the ball out wide. Intercepted by Everton. That could have been a free kick. Another crunching tackle goes in there.
It's De Bruyne again.
Wow, he's going to get away with one, is he? Ball's gone out. Referee said it's a throw-in. Well, we've got a stoppage here. We've had a goal at Craven Cottage. Fulham against Southampton. Ollie Klink.
Half an hour gone. Fulham 1, Southampton 0. Andreas Pereira, the man who's put Fulham in front. It was a corner from the left from Willian, floated to the edge of the box, and there was Pereira on the volley to lash it at goal, and via a deflection, it's beaten Bazunu and gone into the back of the net. Fulham lead here. Half an hour gone. Fulham 1, Southampton 0.
That means the only place that we haven't yet got a goal is in the northeast at St James's Park, where Newcastle are taking on Leeds. Let's find out how they're getting on with Steve Harmison.
Newcastle 0, Leeds 0. Yeah, not a lot great's happening. Joe Linton's got the ball on the edge of the box, but nothing's come of it. It's been a story of the game. Leeds been well drilled. Newcastle's best chance from a corner, Trippier corner, headed back into the path of Dan Burn, who didn't score. Newcastle 0, Leeds 0.
Cheers, Steve. Manchester City have got a free kick over on the far side. Another tasty challenge, and that is Patterson. He's going to get a yellow card. He was incensed by the De Bruyne tackle earlier on, Danny, and maybe he's just lost his cool a little bit there.
Yeah, he wasn't particularly happy, and I think it was De Bruyne took him out, wasn't it? Fractions later than that. But this is what I'm saying. That's a nudge in the back, and he gets a booking. It's a foul, without a shadow of a doubt. De Bruyne was incredibly late on Onana, and he was high. 2 minutes later, takes out Patterson.
What are you suggesting, Danny?
Well,
Mills?
Kevin De Bruyne is the greatest midfielder I've seen. I think he's exceptional, one of the best in the world, without a shadow of a doubt. He's captain of Manchester City. I think if that's lots of other players, there's every chance they get a second yellow card for that.
We'll ask Frank Lampard about that after the game. But here goes City again, trying to work in down the left-hand side. Good defending, though, from Everton. Now they need a clearance, and they'll get one from their own byline towards the halfway line. Ake bundles into the back of Everton. Let's get down to the vitality then. How Bournemouth responded to going behind the Crystal Palace. Alex Crook.
Well, it's still Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 1. Jordan Ayew with his first goal of the season, heading home from a corner. Bournemouth had just had a strong penalty appeal waved away by the referee as Palace double their lead. The ball played to Eze on the edge of the penalty area, and it's a rocket right foot shot into the bottom corner, and surely That will be all 3 points, even at this early stage for the Eagles. Seconds after Keeper Moore had gone down at one end under a challenge from Czech Decore. Eze fires in the second. It's Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2.
The goals as they go in here on Talksport. Everton are looking for a goal of their own now. They're attacking down their right-hand side. The ball fired back to Onana, 25 yards out. Tries to slide it. It's flicked to Calvert-Lewin. Just lost his footing. Bounces back up, gets it back. Keeps it alive. Iwobi, right side of the area. Here is Calvert-Lewin again. Looking to get it out wide right so he can get on the end of any cross. Cross comes into the far post and they all went up for it. Mikolenko, it was at the far post. It evaded him. And in the end, Onana does well to break up a potential counter-attack as Mahrez was looking to break away. Better from Everton, just couldn't quite find that quality ball into the area. Danny Mills.
Yeah, I think when you get in that position, you just sort of sling it into the box for Calvert-Lewin. You know, that's why he's in the team. We saw when Duncan Ferguson had sort of that interim period, and he really worked with Dominic at that stage. Get the ball in the box, play to his strengths. That's what you've got to use.
Still, Manchester City lead by a goal to nil. Erling Haaland with the goal. His 21st Premier League goal of the season on 24 minutes. Good work from Mahrez. Pulled it back. Was behind Haaland. He got enough on it. And Pickford maybe diverted it past the defender on the line. But it's 1-0. And City have been the better team. But Everton are starting to show in glimpses now. Here's Damari Gray running at defenders. Can he switch it out wide to Iwobi? That's the plan. Iwobi's got the fullback bombing on, but just couldn't quite control it in time. Has to go back towards halfway. And the ball now back in the centre circle. Everton have it. They trail by a goal to nil. 35 on the clock here. Live and exclusive on Talksport. Don't forget Sam Matterface back tomorrow with the Sunday supplement. Perry Groves and Mickey Gray alongside him. And they'll have all the goals as they go in from the likes of Spurs, Villa, Forest, Chelsea tomorrow. And any of the other games we've got tomorrow as well. We'll keep you up to date with those. And the darts as well continues. If you've not heard darts on the radio, give it a go on Talksport 2. It's back New Year's Day, the quarter-final of the World Darts Championship. Everton have got it. Pickford's in his left-back position as he tries to float the ball down the line. It's flicked on by Mikolenko, and Gray does well. And Stones had to be realistic there, just ease the ball out. But Damari Gray's looked quite lively, hasn't he, for Everton?
He is. He's one of those players that Manchester City will let you have the ball. There's certain periods where they will drop off and allow you to have it. If you can get Damari Gray in those pockets, turn and run at you, he's dangerous. He's quick. He's a very, very good dribbler. So I'm not sort of disappointed with City. They've only had 2 shots so far. Surprising, I would say. Not been disappointed. For 77% possession, only 2 shots.
I think Everton, in fairness to them, have defended. And we made this point earlier on. There's only 3 teams that have got conceded more goals than them in the Premier League. Defending necessarily hasn't been the problem. It's been scoring the goals. And they came into this one without a goal in 4 away games, and they've not got one yet here. They trail by a goal to nil as Mikolenko puts himself about a bit, wins it for Gray. Gray then finds Onana, and Onana now looks out. He's looking to spread it out wide on the Everton right-hand side. There are 4 pink shirts waiting for a cross. It comes in early, headed away at the back post by Stones. Mikolenko will keep it in. 20 yards away from the corner flag. Here is Idrissa Gana Gueye. He tries to whip a great ball into the far post, and Calvert-Lewin got up high, but he's deemed that he fouled the defender. Akanye didn't quite get a clean header on it, and it will be a free kick, but that was better. That was a better ball in. At least Calvert-Lewin had something to attack.
That's what you've got to do. You know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 6'4", whatever he is, get that ball into the box. Give him the opportunity to go and attack it, because he's magnificent in the air.
Just seen the replay of the goal. Pickford definitely takes it away from the man on the line, doesn't he? Not that Erling Haaland's bothered about that. City lead by a goal to nil. Remember early on, Manchester United moving into the top 4. Marcus Rashford with a goal. He was actually benched by Erik ten Hag for disciplinary reasons. He came off the bench and got the winner. We'll hear from ten Hag shortly on Talksport. Newcastle 0, Leeds 0, Fulham 1, Southampton 0. Pereira with a goal, and Palace are 2 up at Bournemouth after goals from Ayew and Eze. City lead here courtesy of Haaland, as the ball now with Lewis. Lewis, only his 2nd ever Premier League start. What a Christmas that young man has had. 18 years of age, into the City first team lineup. And Pep Guardiola said he's playing that well. He had to stay in the team. Ball out wide on the City left-hand side. Grealish looking to drop the shoulder, just lays it back. Can they find a delivery in? No, they'll go back instead to Rodri, who now moves it out. Mahrez on the right-hand side, tried to cushion the header down. De Bruyne was wrong-footed, and now forward come Everton. The pink shirts, that's not the greatest pass, and it really put them under pressure, and there was going to be a free kick there from the referee, because there was definitely a tug on the back of the Everton player's shirt, but the referee happy to let it go, and Iwobi's got it midway inside his own half.
That's where the referee's probably wrong, because there's no real advantage, because Everton are going backwards at that stage.
Well, they almost got him down the right. Ake did really well to intercept a pass, and there's no real impetus for City to get forward, is there? There's De Bruyne and Haaland down the middle.
They've been a bit over-patient, I would say, at the moment.
There was no great move there to get in behind. A few murmurs of discontent, if you can be discontent when your team are dominating the game and 1-0 up on home soil. And to be fair, have not looked like conceding at the other end either.
That's to just say, I'm sure it'll get talked about at half-time. But obviously Manchester United, Marcus Rashford allegedly being dropped for missing a team meeting. Brilliant piece of management, putting his foot down, saying no, you're not doing it. But equally, fantastic response from Marcus Rashford, going, OK, holding your hands up, made a mistake, and then making up for it.
Well, here's Grealish getting to the far side. Can he pull it back for Mahrez? No, he can't. That looked like it went out. The referee,
it's a foul.
Well, the official belatedly on this near side said that Mahrez had bundled into the defender, and it will be a free kick right on the goal line.
That was 2 submissions and a fall.
Almost.
It was a suplex, whatever he got him in, and an headlock. I mean, it's a... Why does the linesman take 10 seconds to flag for that for a foul? That's what I don't understand sometimes. What's he waiting for?
Well, Mikolenko's got it back. You are listening to Manchester City against Everton on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. And it is Manchester City 1, Everton 0. Frank Lampard, arms folded, looks down. Some big games coming up for Everton.
Oh, what a ball.
Great crossfield ball from De Bruyne now, and Silva will just lay it back. Rodri just wanders forward now, midway inside the Everton half, and he drops the shoulder. His pass through was blocked, but as it always seems to be at the moment, it's City that pick up the loose ball, and they have it now edge of the centre circle. And Kanye just gets it away. He gets it back. Everton, in fairness, defensively have been pretty disciplined.
Yeah, this might be totally wrong, because Everton are sitting deep and making it difficult. Do you think City have almost become too reliant on Erling Haaland?
Well, let's have a look here, because Grealish has got it left-hand side of the penalty area. He's got an overlapping defender in Ake. Ake's cross is blocked, and it goes behind.
That might sound a strange thing to say, because the actual superstars that they have in their team, but it's almost they've lost a little bit of intensity in putting the press on in that final third when they used to have to go and win it back. It's almost like now, we can do that if we want, but if we don't want, we'll just give it to Erling Haaland at some point in the box and he'll score.
Well, that is what has happened today.
That seemed to happen for a fair amount of the season.
He had a chance earlier on, didn't he, when he was played in the De Bruyne through ball that he got round the keeper, but the angle was too tight. But here's a set piece now for Manchester City. Haaland waits on the penalty spot area, makes a run towards goal now. It'll find him as he had to peel away from goal, and it's cleared away, and that should be a foul. No, it's not. Gay went down edge of his own area, thought he was going to get a free kick. He didn't. Now the cross is pulled back and 6 yards out. Onana was there to block it, but the clearance is a poor one. It's coming straight back in, and Everton eventually will defend the dangers. Mahrez and Rodri went for the same ball. Rodri feeds it out wide. Here now is Haaland, takes it on his chest on the right touchline. Was there a bite of the ankles? There was then, and this time the referee decides that Godfrey was too strong. Look at the reaction of Haaland there. Well, I've got to ask the question, is that not dissent? He's just started celebrating like he's scored a goal.
No, he's trying to wind Godfrey up, and he's trying to wind the crowd up. Because he's not doing it to the referee, is he? He's celebrating the fact he's got a free kick. Well, you can't...
It's a free kick anyway.
Sarcastic, maybe.
Yes, it was definitely.
I don't know what law it's in. Whereas being sarcastic is a punishable offence.
Wasn't quite the spirit of the game, was it? Here, Manchester City lead on Talksport by a goal to 0. Mark Wilson with Danny Mills, Adrian Durham down at Craven Cottage. Mahrez and De Bruyne are stood over this one. Pickford waits on his line. There's a two-man wall in front of him. It is 25, 26 yard, maybe more than that. It's going to be De Bruyne who's going to whip it in. A header on goal, hits the post and bounces away to safety. John Stones it was who got in behind, and now Haaland has gone flying in, and the Everton players react, and Haaland has sprinted out of the way. He doesn't want any confrontation. It's a yellow card, and again the Everton players are around the officials. They are not happy about that. Haaland went flying in. It's a yellow card for now, but temperatures are boiling over here.
But before we see this again, Erling Haaland did brilliantly. It's a bad foul. I'm not seeing it. I don't know whether it's a red or not. It's a really bad foul. But then what he does, when all the Everton players come running over, rather than want to take them all on, he runs off and get himself out of the way. So there's no issue of a second yellow card or anything like that. Incredibly mature from what he did there. The actual tackle was, on the face of it, really poor. There's a really nasty high challenge. Tarkowski's now getting a booking for telling the referee it's a bad foul.
Well, that's the 5th booking of the first half.
I know, but what I don't get, Erling Haaland flies in 2-footed and gets a yellow card.
I've not seen a replay of it yet. Before that, Stones hits the post with a header.
Tarkowski says you're bang out of order, so we've just seen the replay for the goal. Oh, sorry, for hitting the post. Stones is unlucky. It's a hard one. He's trying to sort of bend his head around the corner, but directly from that, I tell you what,
he's coming from behind, hasn't he, Haaland?
That's a ridiculous challenge.
It is, and well, we go back to that reaction to him getting the free kick.
Do you want to see it again? Okay, I'm going to go yellow.
Okay.
His foot's not planted. He's slid in from a distance.
1 minute added. 3 minutes added on time.
That's not as bad as the De Bruyne one.
No.
The De Bruyne is a far worse challenge than Erling Haaland's. Erling Haaland's looks worse because he's running at full pace and he slides in from distance, but he doesn't really catch him. A booking, I think, is fine. He's not endangering an opponent. You know, it's a little bit reckless, perhaps. De Bruyne's was really bad, though.
We'll get the reaction at half-time as here's Mahrez now. We're into the 3 added on minutes, tried to slide it through, but Pickford quickly off his line.
You're booking Tarkowski for what?
Well, seemingly for getting fouled. I can only imagine he said something after the event.
Well, telling the referee it's a horrific foul? It was.
Yeah.
Sometimes the referee has to go, you know what? Player's just been taken out. Have a little bit of understanding of the emotion involved in that moment.
Well, it's 1-0 to Manchester City. We are into the added-on 3 minutes, minimum of 3 minutes. We had that injury to Erling Haaland inside the opening 60 seconds. He's carried on and he's got the goal that has City in front as we approach the break. And it's 3 points. If City can complete the victory, that would move them within 2 points of the leaders Arsenal. They're in action later on as well. We'll get you all the half-time reports from the games that we've had already here. And City just before the break now looking to break through. Haaland in motion, he's looking for the pass. Silva instead will come out wide right. Mahrez takes it down on his left foot, just slides the ball here to Lewis. Lewis puts the cross in, Haaland gets a header on, it's up in the air. Silva's trying to get underneath it. Will it fall for De Bruyne? No, it won't. It's cleared away. Ake did well to control the bouncing ball really well. City still on the attack here. Mahrez again on the right hand side. Got defenders backing away. Gets it away to Rico Lewis, who's closed down. He'll go back here. Kenya gets it away. Ake. Rodri has it. And City just trying to work their way forward. Here's Stones now. Stones has it. Lays it to the touchline, and then eventually they'll go back, and Pep Guardiola applauds the pass, even though it pushes City away from the danger area. He liked the vision that was shown. Lampard looks on, hands in pockets. His side have not offered too much. A couple of decent crosses in. Bar that, they've not really threatened the goal of Ederson away to our left-hand side. In fact, Ederson's going to get a rare touch now as the ball is played back to him. And we've had 2 of the minimum 3 here on Talksport. City leading, but 5 yellow cards here, and it could be an eventful second half. A Stones sets off on a run over the halfway line. He's still going. Former Everton player. Now he's going to roll it out wide on the left. Here's Grealish.
How long's he playing?
Well, we've got 3 added on minutes. We're not quite done with those yet. And there's a foul. There's a tackle goes in over on the far side. Another lunging talent goes in, misses the target. Well, the tackles are going in at the moment, and you get the feeling there are going to be a few more in the second half as the referee has a look at his watch and determines that will be enough. Manchester City in front then at half-time here. Truth be told, a game of few chances. It was Erling Haaland who had the game's first chance when De Bruyne played him through. In on goal, he went round Pickford, but a very acute angle hit the side netting and put it wide. But the goal came on 24 minutes, and it was Erling Haaland on the end of a good move. Riyad Mahrez down the right-hand side, worked his way into the box, looked to go inside, went outside, just squared it 7 yards out. Haaland didn't get the strongest connection on it, but Pickford's fingertips pushed it past the defender on the line and into the back of the net. 21st Premier League goal of the season for Haaland, and he is flying. But there have been 5 bookings, notably De Bruyne with a poor challenge on the far side on half an hour, and then Erling Haaland with a similarly poor challenge as well. I think the referee might have his hands full in the second half here. There's no Christmas spirit remaining at the Etihad, but crucially it's City that lead at the break. Manchester City 1, Everton 0.
You're listening to Talksport, your station for live football. The 466th game of the calendar year is 1-0 to the champions at half-time. Just a one shot on target. That's enough because Everton haven't had an effort on target, haven't even had an effort on goal. But 1-0, will it be enough? We'll find out in the second half on Talksport. Let's get half-times from elsewhere in the Premier League to St James Park. First of all, here's Talksport, Steve Harmison.
Newcastle 0, Leeds 0. Leeds have been very well organised and looked dangerous on the break, but the game's been of very few chances. Newcastle have had a lot of the ball, but the only real chances have come from set pieces. Both teams have had dangerous corners. Probably the best was a chance for Dan Burn, 6 yards out, a corner from Kieran Trippier, headed back into the 6-yard box by Joe Linton off the back post, and Dan Burn can't believe how he hasn't had any connection. He's completely miskicked it 6 yards out, and that was probably the best chance of the game so far. Penalty shout for Fabian Schär, but I think he actually tripped himself up. A special mention to Wilfred Gnonto on the left hand side. He's been a real thorn in Newcastle's side. Kieran Trippier has had a yellow card. Newcastle, it's soaking wet. I'm soaking wet, Adrian. I'm going for a cup of tea. Newcastle 0, Leeds 0.
Towel yourself down, mate. Let's if it was cricket, they'd be calling it off. Let's get half-time here at Craven Cottage. Ollie Clink.
Fulham 1, Southampton 0 at half-time. Fulham in front here. They lead through what's gone down as an own goal from James Ward-Prowse. It was very, very unlucky for him. Just after the half-hour mark, Willian floated a corner to the edge of the box, which Andreas Pereira volleyed at goal, and it took a wicked deflection off the Saints midfielder and ended up in the back of the net. Southampton came close on 19 minutes when Che Adams was played in over the top, but he couldn't beat Bernd Leno, who smothered his shot well. And Saints really have struggled in this one so far. At the moment, they're heading for their 5th straight league defeat. Big team talk required from Nathan Jones. Half-time here at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Southampton 0.
Let me ask you a quick one about the goal. It's going miles wide from Pereira. Ward-Prowse diverts it into his own net. The only reason he slashes at it is because he's surrounded by Fulham players who he thinks will get a touch, but they're all offside. So should it be offside or not? I'm not really sure anymore.
It's a really, really difficult one. Perhaps one that VAR should have had a longer look at. The only thing I would say is the Fulham players that were behind Ward-Prowse, for me, don't look like they're impacting the keeper too much, which might be the reason why it hasn't been flagged offside. It's a really unlucky deflection from Ward-Prowse as well. He just tried to clear it almost over his own goal, and it's ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, Fulham do have the lead at half-time, 1-0 against bottom of the table Southampton. What's happening at the Vitality? Talksport's Alex Crook.
Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2. The Eagles well on the way for their 2nd Premier League away win of the season. Jordan Ayew broke the deadlock on 19 minutes with his first goal of the season. It was a glancing near post header from Michael Elise's corner, and from another set piece, Eberechi Eze left totally unmarked on the edge of the box to rifle home right-footed. 9 minutes before the interval, Bill Foley, the new Bournemouth owner, is here today. He told me earlier this week, we definitely won't go down. I'm not convinced on this display. It's Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2.
It is Game Day Live on Talksport with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Brighton Arsenal live today for $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports. Let me give you the half-time, the latest scores. Premier League, a full-time from earlier. This was live and exclusive on Talksport. Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. Marcus Rashford with the only goal. Manchester United into the top 4. Wolves stay in the bottom 3. Half-times, Bournemouth 0, Palace 2. Fulham 1, Southampton 0, Manchester City 1, Everton 0. Second half coming up live on Talksport. And Newcastle 0, Leeds United 0 at 5:30. The leaders Arsenal are at Brighton. Scottish League 1 full-time, Alloa 0, Kelty Hearts 0. A half-time, Queen of the South 0, Clyde 0. Scottish League 2 a full-time. Albion Rovers 0, Dumbarton 1. And a half-time, Stirling, Albion 2, Stenhousemuir 1. In the Cymru Premier, Airbus UK Broughton 0. The New Saints 7. They're into the second half there. That's bottom against top. 7-0, 6 at half-time. Flint Town United 0. Connasky Nomads 0. And a latest score, Haverfordwest County 0. Pontypridd United 1. Right, let's get the latest from Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage.
Game day on Talksport with Betfair. Get a hand from Betfair's popular bet builder and easily add our fan favourite football selections to your bet slip. Terms and conditions apply. See support.betfair.com. 18+ begambleaware.org.
Well, Sam Rosbottom from Betfair. Listen, Manchester City 1-0 up. Not totally convincing, though. It hasn't been fluent Man City. And I think one of the big talking points, Sam, is those yellow cards. I think 5 of them in the first half. There's been some pretty awful challenges. There could even have been reds in that first half. So I wonder if there's going to be a red in the second half.
Yeah, temperatures absolutely reaching boiling point in that first half with some of the challenges, like you mentioned. 5 yellow cards in the first half, which is pretty unusual, isn't it? It is 7-2 for there to be a red card in the second half, so keep your eyes on that one. Looking at the match odds, no surprise to see Manchester City as short as 20-1 on to get the 3 points. However, like you said, Everton haven't looked out of the game. They're currently 6-1 to turn this around and get the 3 points. The draw is 12-1. Adrian, surprise, surprise, I come on here every weekend and say Erling Haaland to score, and what does he do? He scores. He's put City in front again. Over on the sportsbook, we have odds boosted him to score a hat-trick, and that is now 6-1. Looking at our charity bets, we've got a bet builder of over 3.5 goals, Man City to win, and Kevin De Bruyne to score anytime. We backed that our £50 charity stake will return £182 if all 3 land. We do need a few more goals, and we need Kevin De Bruyne to get on the score sheet in the second half, but fingers crossed we land all 3 and raise some more money for the Bobby Moore Fund.
Yep, still not impossible, is it? Thank you, Sam. That odds update, all thanks to Betfair. Returns accurate as of 10 minutes ago. For verification, see betfair.com. Over 18s only. Conditions apply, and go to begambleaware.org.
Game day on Talksport with Betfair. Get a hand from Betfair's popular bet builder and easily add our fan favourite football selections to your bet slip. Terms and conditions apply. See support.betfair.com. 18+ begambleaware.org.
So now live exclusive commentary on Talksport. Manchester City lead Everton, but it's only 1-0. They're making hard work of it. Second half to come.
Game day live on Talksport with Now Sports. Stream all the Sky Sports action like Brighton versus Arsenal live today for $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports 18+. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
What does Asahi Super Dry taste like? Crisp, refreshing, and always super dry. A taste as unexpected and surprising as modern Japan. That's right, Japan's #1 beer. Asahi Super Dry, beyond the expected. Go to asahisuperdry.com to verify. Enjoy responsibly. Visit drinkaware.co.uk to find out more.
For Betfair, betting is supposed to be fun. A way to play where you're in control. And to help you make the right choice and stay in control, Betfair has created some online tools. They're practical, so you can set yourself a deposit limit or a loss limit. Get reminders after a certain amount of time playing with Gaming Time Check. And take breaks with a timeout, so your betting stays fun. To try them out, go to safergambling.betfair.com.
18+ begambleaware.org.
For insightful analysis of every kick and every goal from the weekend's Premier League action, get The Game from The Times on Monday. Subscribe today at thetimes.co.uk/football for provocative and compelling opinions from highly respectable writers, including Tony Cascarino, Ian Hawkey, and the voice of football, Henry Winter. Try it free for 1 month at thetimes.co.uk/football, or pick up the free supplement in The Times on Monday.
Lovely bit of football!
Auto renews at £26 a month unless cancelled. T's and C's apply.
Ho, ho, hold your horses. Reindeers, glitter baubles. Have Just Eat got some winner Christmas dinner lunches. Breakfast for you. With the McDonald's Big Tasty with Bacon, Domino's Ultimate Spicy Sausage Pizza, Costa Coffee Gingerbread Latte, Pizza Express Snowball Dough Balls, plus more from Greg's, Creams Cafe, Starbucks, and Five Guys. So fill your buckled elf boots, stocking, sleigh today. Christmas, we got it.
Did somebody say Just Eat?
Product subject to availability in restaurant and serving times. Participating stores only. See justeat.co.uk for details.
You what? You what? You what? You what? You what? You're not watching the big footy games in a pub and grill fan zone at Village Hotels?
Who are ya? Premier League and big games on giant screens, stadium seats, great lineup of beers, and dirty burgers and bar snacks to tackle. Plus, win big game tickets, beer for a year, and other great prizes. Visit villagehotels.com/Talksport. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. Always drink responsibly. Who are ya?
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade quality building products. In December, we've got a 2.44 by 1.2 metre sheet of 100mm Enotherm PIR insulation for only £37.99 ex-VAT. Now that's a real deal. Find even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse and online at selcobw.com.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
That charged at 20%.
Game day live on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Get your finance sorted first, then choose your car. Search Car Finance 24/7 today.
Game day. Get all the goals on your radio.
Game day live
on Talksport.
It is Game Day Live on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7. Today we'll take you back to the Etihad for the second half of Man City 1, Everton 0 very shortly. But live on Talksport earlier, Manchester United went into the top four.
Marcus Rashford cutting in from the left-hand side, getting a return ball from Bruno Fernandes. Rashford's gone on and scored! Oh, it was inevitable! The prodigal son returns, dropped to the bench today for disciplinary reasons. Erik ten Hag turned to him at half-time, and Marcus Rashford apologises in the best possible way by scoring in 3 consecutive games now for Manchester United, and with just 14 minutes left to play at Molineux, that one could be a winner.
Very pleased with his performance, with his game in, and I think every sub has to act like this, and I think definitely Marcus changed the game, but also Fred changed the game, so I'm really happy with our subs. I think we have the obligation as football players always showing the right attitude, and it's not always easy because so many games following, but it's our job to get the energy, to get the right focus, and bring everything you can, and 100% is what you have to deliver every third day. That is physical, but also mentally.
I am disappointed of the result, of course, in the end of the match, because I think that we have deserved more. The players have made a big and enormous effort, and was a pity. Was a pity because it has been a pity because I think that we have we deserve one better scoring than always. I have to see again the match, but in each match you learn a lot of things about your team, about your work, and we have to do it always. But I want to highlight the 4 of the players. I think that we have deserved, I repeat, one better score.
So Man United into the top 4, another win for them. It's a good run. Erik ten Hag is on his disciplinary process, seems to be working as well. Let's go back to the Etihad. We'll wait for the teams coming out. City lead Everton 1-0, but Danny Mills, it's been a feisty one, this has. What's brought this about? Because Erling Haaland went down really early on, didn't he, under a challenge, really early on, as play was stopped for a couple of minutes. Do you think this is all stemmed from him feeling that was a bad challenge on him?
Quite possibly. I then think the referees lost a little bit of control within that. Referees have to learn to manage the game. The Kevin De Bruyne challenge was really poor. It was very, very late, was very, very high. I don't know if you've seen it. I think it's a very dangerous challenge. I think if that's given as a red card, it's not overturned. Erling Haaland's one looked worse, but it wasn't, in fact. He slid in from distance and he was running at speed. But I think referees got to be careful that this game doesn't turn into 10-a-side, 9-a-side. It could quite easily go that way. Kevin De Bruyne must be one booking away or one foul away from another yellow card. That would be a red, and then it could get a little bit messy.
could get messy. It's going to get very interesting at the top of the table. We've just started second half here at Craven Cottage. Fulham leading Southampton by 1-0, but to the Etihad on Talksport. Manchester City set to go 2 points behind Arsenal, who play later. It's Manchester City 1, Everton 0. Second half commentary with Danny Mills and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Adrian. Teams just coming out of the tunnel here. Everton in their changed strictly pink shirts with the dark blue shorts. They're out. City in their light blue shirts and socks, and the white shorts come out. I'm looking down below. I can't see any changes have been made for either side. So as it stands, it's Ederson in goal for Manchester City. A back four of Lewis, Stones, Akanji and Ake. De Bruyne, Rodri and Silva across the middle, with Mahrez and Grealish either side of Erling Haaland, whose 21st goal of the Premier League season is another record, most goals before the turn of the year. Pickford then in goal for Everton. Back five of Patterson, Godfrey, Cody and Tarkowski, with Mikalenko in the left-back position. Garnegay, Anana and Iwobi in the middle, and Calvert-Lewin and Damari Gray are up top. We're about to get back underway here. Danny Mills, what do you think Frank Lampard will have said to his team? Because I thought defensively they did pretty well in that first half.
Well, Man City have only had three shots really, sort of three chances. You take that going into the game. I think what Frank will say, look, you're going to have to stay resolute, compact, focused, work incredibly hard, and stay in the game, because Everton will get a chance, whether it be from a set piece, whether it be from a breakaway or a cross. There will be a time where they get a couple of chances in the game. If you stay in the game, you've got to hope that you put that one away.
Well, here's Grealish, cuts in off the left touchline. De Bruyne trying to slide it through. It breaks back for De Bruyne, who was thinking about a shot. Eventually gets it away to Stones, who now gets it wide to Mahrez over on the City right-hand side. City going from right to left as we look down from the main stand here. The rain is coming down. Some would say it's a typical Manchester December day. Ake has it out on this near side. Silva pops up. He's the one change from the win at Ellen Road in midweek. He replaced Gundogan, who's on the bench. Everton made 4 changes from their Boxing Day loss to Wolves. Ball over on the far side. Mikalenko wins it back for Everton, and Everton will go back. Goals, as we always knew, for Everton have been the problem. They've not had too many chances. Couple of crosses that Calvert-Lewin got something on, but not quite enough, and City have won the ball back inside their own half, and they too now will look to work it forward as Calvin Phillips and Julian Alvarez get a nice round of applause as they warm up down below us away to our left-hand side.
How's Calvin Phillips looking?
He looked quite lean to me. Ball going forward.
Always take comment from where it's from.
Ball here with City looking to push forward again. You're live on Talksport. We're at the Etihad. Can City close the gap on the leaders Arsenal? They're at Brighton later on. Ball edge of the area. Here's Ake now. Feeds it out wide. Silva has it. He's got room to put in a cross. He floats one towards the back post. It's headed away from goal. It'll go out for a throw-in over on the far side. Don't forget the game day phone in. Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Agbon-Lahore will be taking your calls. 2 people in great shape, by the way, with very sexy bodies. That's the opinion of Danny Mills, former Manchester City and England defender. As Ake has it on this near side. Looks to slide in the ball. Haaland, is he onside? He's got it back to goal. Maybe a little bit hesitant there. Got it away. Silva's cross is blocked and it knocks Patterson off his feet, but it goes out for a throw-in on this near side. I expected Haaland there to turn and maybe look to get a shot away. Do
you think he was a bit shocked he wasn't offside?
That's what he almost had a look, didn't he?
He stopped, looked and went, I'm onside. I better play on then.
Here's Grealish, who's pushed back to halfway and then gets a shove in the back as he offloaded the pass. Referee plays on. 5 yellow cards in that first half. There were a couple of strong challenges, but hopefully nothing more will come of those, and we'll end 11 against 11. Ball in the centre circle. The blue of Manchester City coming forward. Earlier on, a win for the Reds of Manchester United at Wolves by 1-0. You heard it live and exclusive on Talksport. And you'll hear more football live and exclusive on Talksport as well across the next week as Grealish takes it down on his chest, level with the edge of the box, drives to the byline, looking to put the cross in. A sliding challenge comes in, but it got the ball and it's behind for a corner kick, and that was Patterson who did well on this near side.
Yeah, he did really well. sent Grealish down the outside. I think Grealish was just looking for the foul beforehand here. Just have another look at it on the monitor.
Did he stumble, or was he going down and I realised he had to keep going?
Yeah, I think he was thinking, the challenge is coming in, I'm looking to go down. If that challenge comes in, it hasn't come, I better try and stay on my feet.
Corner kick then, going to be swung in, right-footed in, swinging towards the 6-yard box. It's brought down and then eventually cleared away by Everton. Rico Lewis gets it out wide on the near side. Here is De Bruyne now, gets it away. Rodri coming forward, gets it back to De Bruyne, looks for the give and go, and Onana just got studs on it there. It was Akanya, the central defender, who stayed forward, but it's just hacked away. Everton just happy to get the ball off the field at the moment. 4.5 gone on Talksport. Mark Wilson with Danny Mills here at the Etihad. It's still 1-0 here to Manchester City. Haaland's goal on 24 minutes, but it's not been a fluent City performance just yet.
No, it's not been the City of old, is it? You know, where we used to see them pressing from the front, really high tempo, winning the ball back early. They're in complete control of the game. They're having all the possession, you know, without a doubt.
Here they are trying to feed Haaland in. It's cut out. I'm just looking at the games that City have got as Everton clear the ball up towards halfway, and Gray brings it down nicely, just holds off Lewis and holds off Stones and finds Onana. Now Onana looks to get the ball out, and this is a good break now for Everton. Down there, left-hand side, Calvert-Lewin waits in the middle, ball played to him and just didn't quite reach him. That definitely was half a chance. Mikalenko just couldn't find the ball, but that was the break you were on about, Danny. That was much better from Everton.
Those chances are going to come few and far between. Great opportunity. Sadly for Everton, Mikalenko doesn't beat the first man. Incredibly frustrating as a manager. You know, that's when the game plan works. Sit in, sit deep. When we get that counter-attacking chance, you have to take it.
Well, City are back in possession again here over on the far side of the ground. Just looking at those City fixtures, they've got a double-header with Chelsea in the Premier League and the FA Cup as they're trying to get Grealish away, but even he can't keep that one in. It's out for a throw. So back-to-back games with Chelsea. They go to Southampton, then they're away at Manchester United, at home to Spurs. So a couple of big games coming up now. As what's the referee seen here? He's got,
I don't know, but he's just elbowed Onana in the face.
Yeah, he went to signal for a tell him to get on with it, and I think he caught Onana on the end of the chin, and now he's I think the assistant referee is just having his equipment right over on the far side of the ground. I think he's
his arm, man. I wouldn't say his equipment.
Well, he's having his microphone checked over on that far side. City 1, Everton 0. Elsewhere, Newcastle 0, Leeds 0, Fulham 1, Southampton 0, and it was Palace 2-0 up at Bournemouth. Live Rugby Union over on Talksport 2 right now. Saracens taking on the Exeter Chiefs. And here we're just awaiting again, as we did in the first half, bit of a lengthy stoppage, and this is one of those frustrating ones because it's the official that's...
It's the buzzer where, you know, you press the button and his flag goes up. It's that one, isn't it?
Well, Frank Lampard is stood out in the rain, and it is raining here in Manchester. He does not look happy. He's in deep conversation.
For goodness sake. How hard can it be?
We were mentioning, Danny, before we went on air, the respective benches. You know, Man City have got a World Cup winner in Alvarez to come on if they need him. The likes of Phil Foden,
Gundogan, World Cup
Calvin
winner.
Phillips, Gundogan. And you look at Everton, and attack-wise, Neil Maupay and Dwight McNeil really the only two he can bring on to chase a goal, and you'd have to say neither of those prolific.
No, certainly not. I don't think that's just strength in depth.
Well, the wait still goes on here.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It is. They're still applying. Let's go around the grounds and let's head up to St James's Park. Has there been a breakthrough? Newcastle Leeds with Steve Harmison.
Newcastle 0, Leeds 0, 52 minutes on the clock, and nothing's broken through, not even the rain. It's still relentless, the rain so far. Nothing really happened. There's a bit of a flare-up between Roca, who has just come on. Ball's coming to the box. Chris Wood in the goal. Oh, great header down by Sven Botman, and Wood 8 yards out in Meslier. What a fantastic save by the Leeds goalkeeper. That's as exciting as it's got. Newcastle 0, Leeds 0.
OK, let's get to Craven Cottage. Fulham taking on Southampton with Ollie Kling.
Fulham 1, Southampton 0, 55 minutes gone. Fulham came close to doubling their lead. 6 minutes into the second half, Mark. Bobby Decordova-Reid chased the ball to the byline down the right. He pulled it across for Pereira, who ran to the near post, but he fizzed it just wide from close range. Saints sloppy in possession so far, but we're about to have a free kick from James Ward-Prowse. You know how those usually go. Fulham 1, Southampton 0.
Let's head to the vitality and the home team in trouble at the break. Bournemouth against Crystal Palace. How they responded second half. Alex Crook.
58 minutes gone. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2. As we were at half-time, Bournemouth have looked a bit more threatening in this second half. Jayden Anthony, operating on the left-hand side of midfield, has been particularly lively, but at the moment it's been far too easy for Crystal Palace and for their goalkeeper Vicente Guaita. We've played 13 minutes in the second half. It's still Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2.
Well, you're not missed a kick here, but we might have a goal at Craven Cottage. Ollie Klink, how did James Ward-Prowse free kick get on?
Oh, we got on very well, as you might expect. Fulham 1, Southampton 1. The free kick was central to the goal, 30 yards out. He's whipped a beauty into the bottom right-hand corner. No chance for the keeper. Delight in the Southampton away end. They're level. Fulham 1, Southampton 1.
The goals as they go in, I'm sure Adrian, as leader of the James Ward-Prowse fan club, will be delighted with that. 1-1 there. Still, we have not... We've been out of play 4, maybe 5 minutes now, Danny, and it's still the assistant on the far side getting new kit.
Absolutely embarrassing. How can you? What are they waiting for? Change the battery, strap some nails, get on with it. For goodness, can you not run the line without having electronics to say this, that, and the other?
Well, they need to get it sorted.
Pep Guardiola's pathetic.
Just been down the sideline. The fans are getting frustrated now.
If I was both managers, I'd have called my players over to the side and I'd have had them do a little warm-up routine.
Yeah.
Because you're now 6-7 minutes that you're waiting for this.
Well, the referee can do nothing about it.
Well, the referee's walking around laughing. He should be over there trying to sort it out. Get the fourth official on. The fourth official surely should be mic'd up and ready to go.
It's a fair point. At the moment. Still 1-0 here. You're not missing anything at the moment. Let me tell you what's coming up. Monday, 2nd of January. Game day live from 1 o'clock with Dan Windle, Mickey Gray, Courtney Sweetman Kirk and Adrian Clark. All the goals as they go in from the EFL. We follow that up 5:30. Talksport exclusive in the Premier League. Brentford against Liverpool at 5:30. And then we've got a Talksport Championship exclusive. 8 o'clock start. QPR against Sheffield United. Then on Tuesday, we're across the city here in Manchester. Manchester United against Bournemouth. Again, is live and exclusive on Talksport. And Wednesday night we've got a double header on Talksport 2. Southampton take on Nottingham Forest, big game that in the Premier League. Wednesday night 7:30 and 7:45 it's Villa against Wolves, live and exclusive only on Talksport. If you've got the Talksport app, you can swipe left and right between the two stations. If you haven't, then you can download it for free in all the usual places, and it allows you to listen to all the live games, catch up on any shows you might have missed. You can listen to the podcast, and there are plenty of them across the TalkSport network. It is as simple as that. So plenty of live football to come. We'll have some here for you as well shortly. The guys on the game day phone might be starting work late this afternoon at this rate, because we still await the official on the far side to get his equipment repaired. You are listening to Manchester City against Everton on Talksport with Now Sports. Don't forget that with the Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action, like Brighton against Arsenal, live today for $11.99. No contract. Search Now Sports for more details.
I've never seen anything like it. Just by the way, Adrian Durham did text me. Gundogan was missing in 2014 because he was injured for that World Cup.
There you go. And now, eventually, the biggest cheer of the afternoon is because the assistant referee on the far side has had his microphone repaired. He's put his flag down while he ties his shorts back up. And we're almost set for action. 1-0 City lead. It seems an eternity ago that Haaland put them in front, but it is 1-0. We've had 12 minutes of the second half. I think the ball's been in play about 4 minutes.
I think it stopped around about 6-7 minutes it's taken for him to sort his earpiece or whatever he's had to sort out.
Poor clearance from Pickford is pounced upon by Silva. Weaves his way down the left-hand side of the penalty area, looking for support. Onana did really well, and with help from Iwobi, they win it back. They feed it now to Calvert-Lewin, who's bulldozed off the ball there. Well, Akanya went straight into him and bundled him over, and it's a free kick for Everton.
Again, no worse than Patterson's one on Grealish, was it?
Not really.
You know, bundled over from behind.
And here's Patterson, almost lost it. Onana does well, gets it away. Patterson on halfway. Iwobi will let the ball roll out. He's not played many first-team games, Onana. They paid a big fee for him, didn't they, Everton? He looks a player. He's finding his way in the Premier League.
He's 21 as well. You know, that's what you have to. You know, Godfrey's quite young. Patterson's young. Onana's young. You know,
Calvert-Lewin flicks it onto Iwobi. Iwobi, though, turned into trouble. And Grealish has gone down, howling in pain. It was just a natural coming together. Iwobi did the Cruyff turn. I think they've just clashed, and Grealish is punching the floor here. He's holding that right knee. I wonder if they've gone knee to knee there. Iwobi sat up. He just looked shaken up, but Grealish looks in a lot of pain right in front of the City bench as well. Still 1-0 City lead, but a bit of a worry here for Jack Grealish.
Just seeing it again.
Oh, it's knee on knee. Has Grealish there hyperextended his knee? Didn't look good, did it, on that one? He's getting treatment now. They're doing the range of movement on his knee. Well, he's down, and this looks concerning. Let's get some more news from around our grounds in the Premier League. We'll start off at St James's Park. Steve Harmison's still waiting for a goal. Newcastle against Leeds. Any joy, Steve?
No, Newcastle 0, Leeds 0. 58 minutes gone. Kieran Trippier just with a free kick from the edge of the box, and that seems to be where both sides look dangerous. Leeds look good on the counter-attack, very, very strong and well drilled and defensively at the minute, and Newcastle look very dangerous on set pieces. They're getting frustrated. Jesse March is absolute box office on this touchline. It is pelting down Moran. He'll not get called one bit. He's jumping around like an idiot on this line, and it's great to see his enthusiasm for his side, well matched and defending well against Newcastle. Newcastle 0, Leeds 0.
Cheers, Steve. Jack Grealish is up. Looks like he is going to come back onto the field. We'll get around our other grounds in a moment. Grealish is back on, so doesn't look like there's any damage. It did look quite painful on the replay that we saw. Ball over the top. Haaland will give chase. Haaland trying to get in. Good defending, though, from Everton, and Pickford will get the ball and he will roll it out to this near side. I'm not sure Patterson wanted it there. He's under big pressure here. He's got to be decisive. Oh, he's saying he got injured, and the referee has said that Grealish has caught Patterson, who's got out of jail there. He was struggling a little bit. We'll get the thoughts of Danny Mills in a moment. What are you saying, Danny?
It's done on his boot, at the back of his heel, and his boot's come off. It's no different from the Haaland one, is it?
Okay, fair enough.
As innocuous as you want. If you stand on someone, your boot comes off, probably a foul.
Yeah, okay. Craven Cottage, it was game on last time we were there. Fulham 1, Southampton 1 with Ollie Klink.
Yeah, an hour gone, Mark. Fulham 1, Southampton 1, and Southampton have picked up a bit of confidence since their equaliser. They came close to going in front just after they got level. Ward-Prowse slipped in a dozy inside the box, left-hand side, but Bernd Leno did really well to come out and smother his shot. Ward-Prowse the scorer at either end here, atoning for his own goal in the first half with his first free kick goal of the season. At the moment, all to play for. Fulham 1, Southampton 1.
Cheers, Ollie. Just seen Rodri got caught there as a free kick as Everton played it long. City have got it back. We've had 16 minutes gone here. It is still Manchester City who lead by a goal to nil. The ball inside the City half, and they'll look to bring it forward here. Lewis will get it away to Ake. Fed forward. Oh, that's a poor challenge. That is a poor challenge gone in this time. And Rodri, well, that was at 3 rolls. And that was a poor challenge and went flying in there. Was it Garner Gay that's gone in?
It's Onana.
Onana, is it? My apologies, but that was a poor challenge, Danny.
But I said this to Adrian at half-time, didn't I? If the referee doesn't manage the game, doesn't get control of it, this can quite easily happen. It starts to get a little bit fractious. Tempers start to get a little bit frayed. If you let too many things go, players start to take liberties.
They do indeed. It is currently Manchester City 1, Everton 0. And for the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of Talksport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Manchester City at 1 to 25, 13 to 1 to draw Everton, 150 to 1 to turn it around. Those were the latest odds, all thanks to Betfair. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. Still 1-0. Really stop-start second half here. As Grealish has it. Onana was booked. He goes 6th name into the book today. I thought it was a particularly poor challenge. And the ball on halfway. You're live on Talksport. We're at the Etihad. It's not been convincing from Manchester City, but they're probably getting away with it because Everton are not offering too much going the other way. I mentioned those big home games coming up. Brighton and Southampton in the Premier League there. Across Manchester at Manchester United in the FA Cup as well next week. And we are about to get some changes by the looks of it from Everton.
Well, Tom Davison, Seamus Coleman by the looks of it.
Yes.
I just wonder if Nathan Patterson, that knock on his ankle that he got from Grealish still on the back of his ankle, plus the fact he's on a booking.
Yeah, well, they've given the ball away here, Manchester City, and Everton are breaking forward towards the edge of the area, still going here. Gray, pirouettes edge of the area, can he find a shot? They've backed off him, he's going to have a shot! Oh, what a goal! What a wonderful goal! Damari Gray stumbled on the edge of the area, City held off, and he has rifled it past Edison, in off the bar. It's City 1, Everton 1, but what a goal! That was absolutely world class.
Sorry to talk over your commentary there, but that was wow, unbelievable. Fantastic counter-attack. Damari Gray down the left-hand side, cut back inside. I thought for a moment the chance had gone. He sort of stumbled, and when he comes back inside, remember he scored a goal similar to this against Arsenal, where he opens his body up, he slipped, got back up, and I mean that is what you call proper postage stamp stuff. City back off him, and as he bends it into the top corner, wow, what an unbelievable finish that is.
He's got it on his right foot, they backed off him, and that is right in the top corner. That is a wonderful goal. Damari Gray picked that one out, Edison. He didn't even dive, he could get nowhere near it. 1-1.
Is it Martin Tyler said, you're not stopping that with two goalkeepers?
Well, I don't think you would have done. And now all of a sudden the Etihad, well, those odds at Betfair will have changed significantly. There'll be someone somewhere who took 150 to 1, I'm sure. 1-1 here. What an afternoon. And I'm sure the Gunners fans who may be making their way down to Brighton, they'll have been cheering that goal in as well, because any drop points for City would be a real shot in the arm for Arsenal. 1-1 here. If you get the chance to have a look at that goal, watch it. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Damari Gray, what a finish.
That he slips before he hits it. He slips and then is able to regain composure and bend it into the far top corner with pace. I mean, Edison just sort of looked at it and waved it and just thought, I'm not getting anywhere near that.
What a strike. Well, I wonder now if Frank Lampard...
Yeah, Everton subs sit down for
those subs are going to sit back down again, and Frank Lampard is in deep conversation. They've got some defending to do. Patterson has broken it up, and here come Everton again. It's Gray. He's one-on-one with the last defender. I thought he was going to knock it down the line there and try and outrun him, but he waits for the support to arrive, and Nana just there got caught in two minds. He had two passes, and in between he went for the wrong one, and now City are breaking. Kevin De Bruyne over halfway. He's challenged from a Nana, who came in from behind. Referee deems he got the ball. Mahrez picks it up, and Gray, the goal scorer, rolls it back to Pickford. Well, City all of a sudden here, Danny Mills, are in fast forward. They've got 24 minutes plus a boatload of injury time to turn this around. It's 1-1.
Yeah, but also Everton don't want this. Everton want the game to go back to how it was, to keep nice and sensible, nice and slow, nice and safe. If it starts to go end to end and it starts to open up, that's where Everton could have a problem.
Well, here come Manchester City now. They have it wide on their right. Deep cross, too deep. It's gone behind. That was a howler over on the far side.
Sorry to interrupt you. Influx of changes.
Well, it is going to be two changes for Everton, and it's Neil Maupay that is stripped and ready to come on. He's coming on, as is Seamus Coleman. 3 City subs have just been dispatched down the touchline. If you just joined us, Manchester City 1, Everton 1, Erling Haaland with a goal, and then an absolute world-class finish from Damari Gray levelled it up on 64 minutes. 1-1.
Calvert-Lewin, perhaps?
Well, maybe.
I mean, he hasn't played for a long, long time. Since his first start. Was it this his 5th game of the season, something like that?
5th start. Here now is Idrissa Gana again. He's got support on the wide outside. Into the area goes Mikalenko. He didn't quite have the conviction, but Everton here look likely to add to their goal, and the shot is deflected and it goes wide because it can't be kept in. Anana furious that maybe he didn't get a little bit more on that. It was a good effort and Edison couldn't keep it in, and it's the Everton fans you can hear in the background here. 1-1 and Everton on the front foot.
Yeah, they have. They've got to be careful. Think back to the last game where they went a little bit gung-ho at the very end of the game, and all of a sudden they got hit on the counter-attack by Wolves. Yes, you want to go and win the game, you want to push on, but stick to the game plan. Don't get carried away. And I think Frank wasn't having a go at the crowd at the last game, but the players must not get wrapped up in the circumstances and wrapped up in the atmosphere and start charging forward at will. Be mature, stick to the game plan. If you can now hold out for a 1-1, it's an unbelievable result.
In comes the corner, and there's a header at the far post, but it skims away. It comes out to the near side. It's whipped back in, and City are happy just to thump it away. Well, this result will be a real shot in the arm for Arsenal if it stays the same. They're at Brighton this evening. 5:30 kickoff. Let's get the team news.
One change for Arsenal. Oleg Zinchenko comes in for Kieran Tierney from the side of beat West Ham on the bank holiday Monday. And as for Brighton, 2 changes for the side that won 3-1 last time out at Southampton, with Lamptey and Pavelton and Gilmore replacing the suspended Caicedo.
Cheers, Ian. Thank you for that, Ian Abrahams, our man at the Brighton Arsenal game today. And as predicted by Danny Mills, one of the changes, in fact both changes, Patterson has come off and Dominic Calvert-Lewin has made way as well. I think both would be deemed really sensible substitutions.
Yeah, definitely. I think Nathan Patterson picked up a little bit of a knock on his ankle where Jack Grealish stood on his heel. He's also on a booking. So the last thing you want to do is go down to 10 men. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's worked incredibly hard, but maybe just run his course.
Well, here's Haaland down the touchline right hand side. Cross comes in. Pickford got a hand on it and crucially deflected it away from Mahrez, who was arriving late at the far post. Still 1-1. City have got the ball on their right hand side. Looking now, edge of the area to try and work an opening. Can they get the ball in? No, they can't, and they've conceded possession right over on the far side. Everton defended it well, but Haaland there just for a moment got in, and it was a crucial fingertip save from Pickford, but it came after Everton trying to play out from the back. The pass in the midfield was picked off by City.
Yeah, Haaland, great pace down the outside. I think that initially got a little nick on it. So Pickford did very, very well. And I think, was it Bernardo Silva coming at the far post? Couldn't quite get enough leap on it, being the fact that he's only 5'5".
Ake has eventually won a free kick here. Iwobi deemed to be a little bit too keen in his defensive effort. He protests as he looks at his manager, and his manager says, I agree with you.
He's been magnificent this season for Everton. Completely revitalised. Has been superb. Rarely has a bad game. He's never going to be the most creative player on the planet, but the energy, the work rate that he gives you, absolutely second to none.
Here's Grealish, who's running back towards his own goal. He finds a pass to Lewis. Lewis then moves it on. Damari Gray's just gone down off the ball. He's picked up a knock, but he's trying to get back defensively now as a strong challenge goes in from Tarkowski, and it's out over on the far side. A reminder earlier on, Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. Marcus Rashford off the bench with a winner that puts Manchester United in the top 4. It's still Newcastle 0, Leeds 0. Fulham 1, Southampton 1, and Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2. Still to come tonight is Arsenal at Brighton, and the referee who had all that, well, the assistant referee had all those problems with his kit has
still managed to put his flag up.
He has, and it's
amazing, that, isn't it? You don't need all that kit to be able to put a flag in the air. You just need an arm.
Frank Lampard is in deep conversation. Pep Guardiola's gone for a sit down. He's not happy. That goal, though, even he would have appreciated the quality of the goal. He might not have been happy about the defending, but the strike from Damari Gray on 64 minutes, an absolute wonderful individual strike.
There's a run down the outside. Top of my head, it might have been Mikolenko, whoever it was, made the run beyond him, and that's what took Akanji away. And as he goes away, that just opens up the space for Damari Gray to get his head up, compose himself after a little slip, and then bend one in the top corner. But don't take away anything from that run, because if that run's not made, Akanji can stay tight.
Well, there goes City down their right hand side. 72.5 minutes on the clock here. You're live on Talksport. Mark Wilson with the former Manchester City, Leeds and England man Danny Mills. There will be at least 6, I would imagine, added on minutes.
I'm going to go 8.
Yeah, I think you would be fair there. City come forward again. Can they find the lead again? They've not really tested Pickford too much. De Bruyne gets it 25 yards out. Plays it to Grealish. Bit of room for Jack Grealish. Onto his right foot. Strikes it. He's blocked by Coleman. Used every bit of his experience there. That was good old-fashioned defending. Get the body in front of the ball, and he sees it out for a throw-in. Ake gets it back off Silva. Back to Silva, left touchline. Level with the edge of the Everton penalty area. Ake got nowhere to go. Iwobi closes him down. Onana comes to shut down Silva. Then De Bruyne gets it. Looks for the give and go. Grealish couldn't pick him out. Breaks all back to City. They'll move it wide now. Here's Mahrez. There's some coming together in the area there. Lewis went down, but Everton defend it, and Everton will clear the ball away. Long downfield. They're looking for more play. Who's going to have to try and guess where that pass was going. In the end, he got caught in no man's land, and City are coming forward again, and the crowd are roaring City on now. They're chasing down Arsenal. They need 3 points. A point would not be good here. They have it edge of the area. They move it wide on the right hand side again. There are 6 blue shirts waiting for a cross. Comes to the edge of the area. Iwobi volleys it away, and the quality at the moment is not there from Manchester City, who are being held out by a determined and well organised Everton. It's 1-1 here. City led at the break. Haaland's 21st Premier League goal of the season, but Damari Gray levelled it up. Here comes City again, bursting into the area, trying to thread the eye of the needle. But again, Everton will defend it, and that's a nice little run now. Idrissa Gana Gay's got Morpay in front of him. Morpay on halfway. Gana Gay just held his position there. He didn't want to go too far, but he finds a nice pass to Coleman. And it's Everton now who are coming down their right-hand side. Damari Gray cuts past De Bruyne. Got a foot on it though, De Bruyne. And now he's played in by Rodri. And De Bruyne goes streaking away. They try to bring him down. They didn't. He's still going. Pass 2, and Arna went in with a tackle. Here on the right, fires across in here. A chance for the shots. They try to slide it through to Haaland. It was Mahrez. You thought he was going to shoot, Danny. Maybe the shot there might have been the better option.
Yeah, probably was. But Damari Gray was incredibly fortunate. Did his best to bring down Kevin De Bruyne and missed him completely. He knew he was trying to bring him down. He was trying to stop the counter-attack.
Here's Grealish into the area. He's weaving his way through. The cross comes shot, balloons up in the air. Pickford spills it, regathers at the second attempt. You are listening to Manchester City against Everton on Talksport with Car Finance 24/7. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Well, there's Everton players going down all over the show here. They are about to make another change, actually. Tom Davis is about to come on. It's Onana who's gone down. Physio just holding off at the moment. The referee will wave the physio on. Let's get around the grounds then. We're still awaiting a goal at St James's Park. Newcastle against Leeds. Steve Harmison.
Yeah, still Newcastle 0, Leeds 0, but the tempo's been risen by Newcastle. Again, a lot of possession of Leeds. Very, very well drilled, but Sean Longstaff's had 2 gilt-edged chances from inside the box. Both times gaping goal right in front of him, and both times blazed over the bar. Newcastle have sent for reinforcements. St Maximum and Wilson is on the pitch, but as of yet, still nothing. Joe Linton's got the ball on the edge of the box, but Leeds got the men behind it. And gone. Newcastle 0, Leeds 0.
Cheers, Steve. It was all level last time we were at Craven Cottage. Fulham against Southampton with Ollie Klink.
It's still level, Mark. Fulham 1, Southampton 1, 13 minutes to go. Fulham have just come pretty close, though. A high cross from the left from Robinson was almost met by Mitrovic, and then Kenny Teti could only fire the loose ball high and wide. Southampton doing some pushing as well, though, too, Mark. Stuart Armstrong's come on. He's shown some silky feet. It's finally poised here at the Cottage. Fulham 1, Southampton 1 with 12 to go.
Cheers, Ollie. Ball still out of play here. Let's head down to the Vitality. Bournemouth in trouble at home to Crystal Palace with Alex Crook.
They sure are. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2. Just 9 minutes of regulation time for the Cherries to get back in this game. But in truth, Crystal Palace have done a job on their host. Still in front, courtesy of those first half strikes from Jordan Ayew with a header and Eberici Eze from the edge of the penalty area. Gary O'Neill, the Bournemouth manager, has made plenty of changes in this second half, but it hasn't really altered the flow of proceedings. They need reinforcements big time in this January transfer window. It's still Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2.
Cheers, Alex. We'll keep you up to date with any further goals. As well, Idrissa Gana Gay has been subbed off here. This is the slowest walk in history, Danny Mills.
No, you know what it is? The referee didn't know the substitute was being made, and he's told Pickford to get on with it, and Gana Gay is walking off the pitch. Are we surprised the officials' equipment isn't working properly? It's like the Chuckle Brothers out there, God rest his soul. It's just ridiculous.
Well, Tom Davis has eventually come on.
He's had to go back now for the drop ball for Pickford because the referee didn't know they were making a substitution.
Well, we've got 12 minutes left. It's still Manchester City 1, Everton 1, but this could be like the World Cup in that we're going to have a lot of added on time.
But then I'm expecting the Benny Hill music to come out in a minute. It's just beyond a joke.
Well, City have got it at the back. Davis is into the action and he's trying to charge the ball down over on the far side of the field. City have it inside their own half. They'll come out wide now to Ake. Here's the late drama here. Pep Guardiola's in deep conversation. Coleman bundles over Grealish, who wants to take it quickly, and in the end he did there, and he's found Ake, and Ake now finds De Bruyne, who slips right at the vital time, just as he was going round the outside, and here's Damari Gray, and he's brought down, and that's just what Everton wanted. That'll be another 30 seconds out of this game, the time ticking by, but Everton on the back of that Damari Gray wonder goal have got something to hang on to now.
Jack Grealish was frustrated. It was Seamus Coleman that pushed into the back of him. And again, you're going to get this towards the end of the game. We used to do it when we used to play against Arsenal. One of the best teams around. You say, keep giving away niggly fouls. Little nudges, little pushes, little trips. Nothing bad enough to get booked, but break up the game.
Well, here's Coleman down the other end. He was hesitating to put the cross in. He's pulled it into the penalty area. Davis brought it down on his chest, but as he went to pull the trigger, City clear it. But there is danger. You get the feeling as Everton concede another free kick and there's another Everton player going down. You get the feeling here, despite the fact Everton are doing a lot of defending, Danny, when they go forward, they are now going forward with the thought they can score a second and win it.
I mean, it's getting a little bit noisier, isn't it? It's getting a little bit rowdy. Tarkowski's gone down, trust me. Tarky doesn't go down unless he's hurt. I think he's taken one in the face from Erling Haaland there. So the referee has no option but to stop the game.
Well, Haaland's got a smile on his face, but you can sense the City frustration is building. Mention that stat. They've not got a good record on New Year's Eve, City. They've drawn 3 and lost 1 of their last 4. As the referee, Andrew
I'd be more concerned as a manager if it wasn't a great record on New Year's Day. That might mean my players weren't being the most professional.
Well, possibly. Still Newcastle 0, Leeds 0, Fulham 1, Southampton 1, Bournemouth 0, Palace 2.
We're just having another look at it. Oh, I tell you what.
He has called it. They've been going at it all afternoon. I looked at, you can see actually, Haaland's got a couple of big scratches on his neck, hasn't he? As well.
There's a nudge from Tarkowski, and as Haaland gets nudged forward, he throws an arm out.
He's got the ice pack on his jaw here.
I think it's not intentional to elbow him. He throws his arm out for balance. But there's been plenty of times where that's been a yellow card. And you have to remember, Erling Haaland's already on a yellow.
He is. Well, I can tell you the game day phone-in follows us with Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Bonlahor, but that might be about 6:30 the way this game's going at the moment. They are due on air at 5:30. Adrian will take you through.
We could be into 2023.
We could. More live commentaries. Don't forget, tomorrow the Sunday session with Sam Manaface, Mickey Graham, Perry Groves. All the goals as they go in from Spurs, Villa. Spurs out of the top 4 after Manchester United's win earlier on.
I'll tell you what, I know Erling Haaland's a big unit. Tarky's not he's no shrinking violet either.
Oh, they're 2 big strong athletes and they've been at it all afternoon. Here comes City again. Rodri weaving his way past one, pulls it back now. Kevin De Bruyne puts in a lovely ball for Haaland. It's headed away. It'll fall. Mahrez lays it back edge of the area. Work wide on the right. Into the area again. Headed away. Coleman it was at the far post. Everton wanting a free kick. They're not going to get one. Mahrez has it. Cuts it on. Pulls it back. Shot scuffed towards the edge of the area. Chance for De Bruyne. Ball bouncing around 6 yards out. Chance for Mahrez. Ball clawed away. May have come off the post. It's like the Keystone Cops. There's players going everywhere. And the ball eventually lands on the roof of the Everton net, and it's out for a corner. 1-1, 8 minutes of normal time remaining, but there will be at least that to add on again. Guardiola summoning a substitute. He wants to make a change.
It's not a corner.
It's a goal kick. Whoever fixed that flag on the far side, then he didn't do a very good job.
I told you, it's that magic button. You've got to press the buzzer. He puts his arm up. It's broken. I mean, I have to say, what a save from Jordan Pickford. There's a deflection in there. He makes an incredible save. It's a little bit like Liverpool last year, where he was called into action. That's a superb save. And then the follow-up, the block from Tarkowski. Everton have got the bit between their teeth. It's going to be touch and go if they can hold on, because this is starting to get really tasty now.
Phil Foden stripped and ready to come on for Manchester City. This is a wrestling match with Grealish and Coleman. Coleman comes up with the ball, but he's giving it straight to Haaland. And now Grealish gets in behind Coleman. Edge of the area. Can he back flick it to De Bruyne? He can. De Bruyne's cross is blocked. He'll watch it out. And it's a goal kick. De Bruyne can't believe it. The Etihad can't believe it. Every decision now is a controversy. Whoever it's for, whoever it's against. It's still Manchester City 1, Everton 1. What a big point this would be for Everton if they can hang on.
Well, it's good 15 minutes, isn't there? At least. Maybe more than that. It's a long while to hang on for. Guardiola's not happy. He wanted subs on quickly, and the players aren't stripped and ready.
Well, Foden is ready. And there's going to be a triple change here. Gundogan is also getting ready. And also coming on is a World Cup winner, Julian Alvarez. He is back for City with 6 minutes remaining. 1-1 here. Remember, Erling Haaland with a neat finish from 7 yards out. His 21st Premier League goal of the season gave City the break at half-time. But Damari Gray with a wonderful run and then an absolutely explosive finish has got Everton level. And now City come forward again. Everton dropping a little bit deeper. The subs wait on the sideline. What a trio this is to bring on.
I know, it's
Alvarez and Foden. Ball's over on the far side. Everton just thump it anywhere. Out of play will do for now. 1-1. We're live on Talksport. More live and exclusive commentaries on Monday night.
Foden for Grealish?
Possibly. Brentford-Liverpool, 5:30, live and exclusive on Talksport. 8 o'clock, Queen's Park Rangers, Sheffield United. On Tuesday, it's Manchester United-Bournemouth. Again, live and exclusive on Talksport.
Alvarez, Mahrez, perhaps?
Well, we'll have a look. Mahrez
can't be taking Haaland off, surely.
They've got it centre on the right-hand side. They're looking for a centre. Haaland is just waiting now. The ball goes back. It's whipped in towards Haaland, but Pickford's there. And while the ball's in play, City can't make a change. We're down to 5 of the 90 remaining here. And again, Pickford's going to take all the time in the world. And City fans will not like this, but any team in this position are going to do exactly the same.
What happened to the 6-second law? Has it ever been invoked?
Who knows?
I tell you what,
officially, I don't know, to be honest.
No, that's what I'm saying,
I don't know if officially it has.
The rule was brought in, wasn't it? When the goalkeeper's ready to release it, he's got 6 seconds to get rid of the ball out of his hands.
Well, here come Everton.
That's one for the sports bar.
They're going forward.
The two masterminds are coming up next.
Well, Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor.
They'll know the answer.
5:30, the game day phone in. Adrian Durham will take you around all the grounds.
He will know the answer.
Finish here. Here now forward goes Iwobi. Iwobi spreads it off, and Everton have got bodies forward here. Davis has got support outside him. A chance now to the byline they go. They drive it across goal, and Ederson was down, and he had to be. Iwobi was waiting to tap it in 6 yards out. Good work again, Damari Gray, who's been a thorn all afternoon. Anana concedes yet another free kick, and finally Pep Guardiola can make his changes, and here they come. Rico Lewis is one of those to go off. Another pleasing display for him in only his second Premier League start. Also coming off, Jack Grealish makes way.
We've got Damari Gray down on the far side. Godfrey's now struggling with a little bit of cramp.
Well, while we wait to see who Alvarez comes up for, let's get to Craven Cottage, because we have had a third goal. Fulham Southampton with only 3.
Fulham 2, Southampton 1. Fulham way well have nicked this one here, and it's Polinia nodding home a corner at the back post. It was flicked on at the front, and there was Polinia to provide the finish with 2 minutes to go. It's an absolute sickener for the Saints. It's Fulham who are delighted. Polinia with the goal. Fulham 2, Southampton 1.
Cheers, Ollie. The 3 changes have been made. Foden, Gundogan and Alvarez come on. Lewis, Grealish and Silva are the 3 that go off. The big clock on the big screen here at the Etihad says 3 minutes remaining. There's going to be a lot of added on time, and once again Everton are trying to play on the break here. City, they got undone late on, didn't they, against Brentford? Are Everton going to repeat that? Because they are looking more and more, they want to break here, but they've got some defending to do. Crossfield switch finds Foden on the City left-hand side, midway inside the Everton half. 1-1 here, but still a long way to go. Arsenal fans going down to Brighton will be hoping that Everton can do them a favour here and hold on. City work it forward, infield they go. They're trying to weave their way. Now they'll go back out wide. Mahrez looks to square it in. John Stone's starting to push further and further forward. Here now is Ake. Foden wants it on the left. Foden gets it. 2 pink shirts go to close him down. Everybody back for Everton now. as Iwobi gets his foot in. That's a great challenge, Iwobi, but then he loses out. But then it's won back here, and a chance on the break. Godfrey racing away. Can he keep it in? He will. Godfrey, if he looks up, has got Mope in the middle, and that's going to be a foul. Godfrey trying to shield the ball from Ake has just pumped him over. That would have been a corner, but that was dangerous there. Godfrey breaking out from the back, but back comes City. 90 seconds of the 90 remaining. Live on Talksport. It's still Manchester City 1, Everton 1. Wonder goal from Damari Gray at the moment, giving the men from Goodison Park something to hang on to. Mark Wilson with Danny Mills here.
Dwight McNeil's going to come on. I think Damari Gray looks like he's cramping up. He's absolutely exhausted.
Here's Foden. Everybody back for Everton. He can't make the challenge. Foden gets the ball in. He's headed away 6 yards out. And here is Damari Gray. And he's just got nothing left. He had nowhere to go. He could have run away there, and he didn't have any energy left. City give the ball back though. Mope's bundled over, and that's manna from heaven for Mope. He's waiting for a touch. It comes in.
Pep's furious,
and he falls down. Well, he might be furious in a moment. Let's see how long he's going to be added on here.
13 minutes.
Well, it is going to be Dwight McNeil who is coming on.
Let's be honest. Do we have any faith in the officials and their equipment getting it right?
Well, we'll find out in a minute. More time is wasted. There's another Everton player gone down here.
He's going to come off. Godfrey. He's going to come off, I'm sure.
Well, he's just made that lung-busting run, and Decore now is stripped and on the side of the field as well. You're not missing any action.
I mean, Godfrey's first start since the opening game of the season where he broke his leg, I think.
Yeah,
he played a few under-21 games before Christmas and has been sort of eased back into it.
His second start of the season.
Yeah.
So Gray, whose goal has lit up this game for Everton, absolute wonder goal, is one of the Everton players that will make way. We still don't know how much time. 11 added on minutes.
Oh, it's close.
11 added on minutes. The roar goes round here as Decore is waiting to come on. I've never seen anything like this.
That's a minimum of 11.
So many delays. Well, 11 minutes, and we're into that now. It is 1-1. We'll get you the full times from around the other grounds as soon as we can. They're in added on time across the Premier League.
At this rate, we'll have the full times after tomorrow.
We will. There'll be people looking at their watches going, hang on, I'm supposed to go out 7 o'clock tonight. And it is Godfrey who makes way. And Decore comes on, but Abdoulaye Decore is another player Frank Lampard would love to have fit and ready and available. Right, let's get a full time then at the Vitality. Not a good day for Bournemouth. They took on Crystal Palace. Here's Alex Crook.
Not a good day at all. It finished Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2. The damage done by the away side in the first half. Jordan Ayew with his first goal of the season, heading home from a corner, broke the deadlock, and then Eberichi Eze finished neatly from the edge of the penalty area from a corner routine. It finished Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 2.
Cheers, Alex. Ball played forward by Everton, looking to try and win a throw-in. They've headed it out. It's a throw-in level with the edge of the City area, but it's Manchester City who will have it. We've played almost 90 seconds of the minimum 11 added on minutes.
I'm going 13 minutes.
Manchester United won. Manchester City won. Everton won. Manchester United won earlier on at Wolves. Ball over halfway. The Blues coming forward again. Iwobi is undone by Foden. Foden with a cross, bounces off Iwobi. Pickford comes out and beats his England teammate Foden to the ball and slides on the wet turf. And will now take as long as he can to get the ball forward. The whistles go around here. To be fair, second half Pickford, barring that one save when the shot got deflected in front of him and he clawed away across, he's not had a lot to do. Not the end of the year that City wanted.
City have only had 4 shots on target the whole afternoon. 70% possession, have dominated the game. But I said that there hasn't been that intensity that we normally expect with Manchester City.
Now Everton have got to throw in, and guess what? That means another few seconds tick away off the clock. The home fans getting irate. The away fans over in the right-hand side are hoping and praying. They conceded an injury time at Goodison against Wolves to get beaten. They don't want to do the same again here. They've really have fought hard, but now Iwobi gets the ball on the halfway line. Damari Gray has stayed on, hasn't he? So the ball now works its way along. Gray did stay on, so the ball out wide on the City right-hand side as they look now to work the ball back across. They have it over the halfway line. Nathan Ake has it. He'll get it away on this near side. Here's Phil Foden. Foden finds Rodri. Gets it out wide on the right-hand side. Ball played to the edge of the area. Mahrez lays it back. Challenge comes in from Everton, but they don't get the ball. City, though, are going backwards. Now they go back to the right, and it's a misplaced pass. And I just wonder there, Everton maybe could have let that roll out on the far side. Mikolenko slid in and gave away a throw-in. And City have got it straight back. 3.5 of the minimum 11 have gone. It's still 1-1. Guardiola's...
Everton have to learn from what happened against Wolves. Not to get too carried away. You've got to get that balance right. Having some sort of attacking presence, so you're not just camped on the edge of your box for 8-9 minutes.
Well, here come City again. Foden is starting to get a bit of joy up against Iwobi, but that joy is short-lived. Iwobi pokes the ball out. It's out on this near side.
What happened also, the 6-second rule, what happened to foul throws as well? They don't seem to exist anymore either.
Ball played out on the City right-hand side. Mahrez takes it on his chest. Good ball. Cross comes in. Beaten away by Pickford. Falls 25 yards out. Appeals there for Rodri to have a shot. He doesn't. Ball floated to the far post. 2 City players there. And Iwobi got up highest and puts it behind for a Manchester City corner. It's 1-1.
Fabulous header from Alex Iwobi.
It is. We've got a penalty at Craven Cottage. We'll be there in a moment because City have got a corner here. What can Foden do? City pushing for a late winner. Ball into the area. Flicked away. It's going to go out on the far side, is it? No, it's kept in. Everybody stays forward. City looking to get the ball deep now. They're pushing everybody forward. The ball goes out for a throw-in. Quick. No, we won't go to Craven Cottage because the ball's back in play here. City are getting so desperate. So desperate. The ball on this near side. Gundogan feeds it in. Rodri drop of the shoulder. Back to Gundogan. Looks up. They square it again. Still, the time ticks on by here. Come on, City is the chant. They've got it on the right. Floated cross to the far post. Foden in a cross goal headed off the 6-yard line. Hasn't been cleared yet. It's laid back. Here's a chance now. Gundogan's shot is blocked. Pep Guardiola throws his arms up in the air. And De Bruyne has it on the halfway line. And forward comes City again. It's like a siege. 5 of the minimum 11 have gone. Still Manchester City 1, Everton 1. City going forward now, 30 yards out, shot weak and wide. Let's get to Craven Cottage. Late drama there. Fulham against Southampton with Ollie Klink.
Fulham 2, Southampton 1. It was a missed penalty mark by Alexander Mitrovic. It was won by Dan James after a mix-up at the back between Lukaku and Bazunu. Mitrovic stepped up, hit it towards the right-hand side, but Bazunu got down and atoned for his error with the save. It remains Fulham 2, Southampton 1. We've got about 3 minutes left here.
Cheers, Ollie. 6 of the minimum 11 gone here. Still no news of a goal at St James's Park. Newcastle leads here. Haaland's goal on 24 gave City the lead. They weren't great first half, not been much better second half, and they were made to pay. Damari Gray with a wonderful individual goal on the break for Everton. And you'd have to say that Everton have worked their socks off here. Mikolenko clears the ball up towards the halfway line, and still the City Blue come forward. The rain continues to fall. Is there going to be a late goal? Frank Lampard looks on. Guardiola with his big coat on looks on, both soaked to the skin. Tough conditions here, but City pushing for an equaliser. Pickford and his defence, you have to say, have been magnificent second half. But there's still more work to do.
Well, it's not over yet. City will have at least 1 or 2 chances in this last 5 minutes or so.
Well, here's Haaland, and he's given it away. And Haaland's hardly touched the ball second half, and that has been a big problem for Manchester City. They just haven't been able to get him the ball.
They haven't played, Mark, with that intensity.
Well, here could be a chance for Foden to get him behind. Can he square the ball? He does. Headed off the line of the near post by Everton. And they rode their luck there. But now going the other way, Mopé is racing away, but realises that Akanji will beat him to the ball. And again, the roar goes round the Etihad. 7.5 of the minimum 11, might be a bit more than that. Still to play. Ball out on the far side. City have it right hand side of the penalty area, looking to work the ball into the box. It's cleared away again. Mopé's going to chase another ball. Can he win a free kick? He does. He just nudged it past the City defender, In fact, no, the referee said get on with it.
Oh my God, that's embarrassing from the referee.
That looked like, well, Decore is
absolutely shocking, by the way.
Berating the referee. Frank Lampard's berating. If they score from this,
well, how far
there
do you
will
go
be
back?
pandemonium. Well, here's Gundogan now. It looked a blatant free kick. City have it. Oh, there's a slip, and maybe justice done there. And Everton, if they're brave, can break. Look at Decore down the middle. Can they find him? Somebody needs to look up. Far side, bundled over, and this time it is a free kick to Everton. And we've had 8 of the minimum 11.5 minutes played. Both managers turn away in utter frustration. Manchester City 1, Everton 1. What a way to end the new year. It's 0-0. It finishes at Newcastle, so points drop for Newcastle. Big point on the road for Leeds. We'll get a full time later on from Steve Harmison. Frustration for Newcastle United, but a good point you feel for Leeds. 0-0 there. It ended earlier on. Bournemouth 0, Palace 2. Still playing at Craven Cottage, where Fulham are in front. Fulham have won by 2-1. Big win for Fulham. And earlier on, Manchester United, the winner at Wolves by 1-0. Marcus Rashford with a goal there. All changed.
I have to say, Mark, the referee started well. He's got progressively worse as the game's gone on. Well, I've just seen the 2 fouls there. The first one's a blatant foul on Maupay, and the second one's a foul as well. How he's missed that first one, I do not know.
Well, City have got the ball right in their own corner flag, right-hand side of the pitch. They're working it forward now. Everton win it high up the field. It's out though for a throw-in, about 25 yards out from the City goal down the City right. We've had 9.5. There were 11 minutes, minimum 11 minutes, posted by the 4th official. We had a delay whilst that 11 minutes was added on, so you get a feeling there'll be at least one more than that. It's 1-1 here. Maupay has just flattened Ake off the ball, and that's a free kick. And I think Maupay's pretty happy about that. He's going to get booked for his trouble.
Just have a look at it again. It's not a foul. Referee's bought that one 100%.
Well, the good news.
Look, watch on the monitor. Look. It's not a foul. He knows exactly what's going on, doesn't he? Poor refereeing.
It's fair to say there'll be no Christmas cards exchanged between Mr. Mills and Mr. Madley in about a year's time. 1-1 here on Talksport. Foden's gone past one. Foden into the area. Eased off the ball. Great defending, Seamus Coleman. He thought he was in Foden. He was getting ready to pull the trigger. And a great challenge there by Seamus Coleman. Puts it out for a corner.
He won't mind me saying, but he's not the quickest Seamus Coleman, but he did magnificently well there.
Last minute of the 11. Corner near post is cleared away, straight back to Foden. He floats it in, headed away in the 6-yard box. Out for a throw in near side.
It's bedlam.
It is, it's 1-1. Foden again trying to get in behind. Foden goes down, it's a free kick. Right on the edge of the penalty area by the goal line. This surely it now. We're into added on time at the Etihad. Manchester City, the champions, losing ground potentially at the top. Brighton Arsenal to come 5:30, the full time, the game day phone in. Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor. Will they be talking about a late City winner? Or will it be a great point for Everton on the road? It's 1-1. De Bruyne stands over it. Everybody back within 12 yards of the Everton goal here. This would be a heartbreaker. De Bruyne whips it into the far post. Pickford punches it high towards the edge of the area. Still we play on. Everton try and break. City win it back.
Well,
City have it 30 yards out. It is 11.5 gone. Here's De Bruyne now. De Bruyne swings it in. Stones is up there. It's headed behind by Tarkowski. And it's behind for another City corner. Still we play on. Everton look appealingly at the referee. City get everybody forward. Edison's on the halfway line. They're going to swing it in now. No, they're going to play it short to the edge of the area. Back over on the right. Ball in. It flicks off a header and it's gone wide. That was City's chance. And they couldn't put it in. And Everton have clung on for a huge point here. The champions have been denied. They end 2022 by dropping more points at home. City in front on 24 minutes. Erling Haaland with a nice side-footed finish after great work from Riyad Mahrez. Haaland, who earlier fired into the side netting. John Stones hit the woodwork in first half, added on time. But City, despite not being great, led at the break. But they were quiet second half, and Everton grew in confidence. And a wonderful breakaway goal. Damari Gray got into the edge of the area. He stumbled. The City defence held off. And right-footed, he curled in a wonderful strike that gave Edison absolutely no chance. Everton then, they tried to grow in confidence, but they got pushed further and further back, and City threw everything at it. Foden, Gundogan and the World Cup winner Alvarez all came on, but City could not find a way back. Frank Lampard was under pressure coming into this one. Well, his team have dug right in behind their manager. This is a huge point for Everton. It's a huge disappointment for Manchester City. Great news for Arsenal though. It ends here at the Etihad. Manchester City 1, Everton 1.
From Danny Mills very shortly. We're with you till 5:30. That's when Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor will be taking your calls on the Game Day phone in 03717